This episode of Two Men No Hope is sponsored by BetterHelp. Hey Jamie, why so glum?
Oh, bruv. I just wish we could help the listeners even more.
Well, I can turn that frown upside down, mate.
How are you going to do that?
Let me tell you about a company called BetterHelp, the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online.
100% online? So can our listeners get help anywhere?
That's right. They can talk to a therapist however they feel comfortable, wherever it's via text, chat, phone or video call. They can message their therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient to them.
So will they get the right therapist for them?
BetterHelp has a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help them with a wide range of issues. Plus, if their therapist isn't the best fit for any reason, they can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge.
Wow, that's really good. Well, what can we offer the listeners to get them started?
Well, we have teamed up with them to offer them 10% off their first month. All they have to do is go to betterhelp.com/2mennohope. That's betterhelp.com/2mennohope.
So all they have to do to get all of that and 10% off for the first month is go to betterhelp.com/2mennohope.
Exactly, my friend. Now, doesn't that make you feel better?
Yes, bruv, that's so much more off my mind.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Two Men No Hope. I'm Dan. I've got Jamie with me, who actually wasn't late today. You right, Jamie?
I was actually early, if anything.
Well, we won't discuss who was even earlier than you, Jamie. But this is the episode you've been waiting for, episode 70. We've got a very special guest with us today. You've all wanted him, and we finally got him, nailed him down. He's feeling better now. But it's the infamous Uncle Joe. How you doing, man?
I'm good, boys. Thank you. How are you two doing?
Oh, tired. Been a long fucking day.
Yeah, Jamie had a long weekend.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Oh, did you?
I was working all
36
weekend.
hours, man. I used to do that. I don't do it no more.
Yeah, it's shit. Proper shit.
So you're feeling better now then? Because Jamie said you weren't feeling well. The listeners were sending their best wishes for you.
No, I picked up something. I don't know where it was. I took her dad to hospital, my father-in-law, and then when I came out the next day, I couldn't catch a breath, couldn't breathe, nothing. Doctor said I could have picked something up in hospital. I go, I was only there 2 hours. She goes, it could have been.
Could happen, though.
Could happen in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Back in hospital.
COVID was 15 minutes, wasn't it? If you were with someone 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a virus, I think they said in the end, weren't they?
Virus, yeah.
Yeah, but that was weeks, wasn't it? Weeks you weren't right.
5 weeks.
Fucking hell, 5 weeks.
Yeah, smoking and vaping and stuff. He had to give it all up, didn't he?
Yeah, I gave up smoking. I gave up smoking 7 years ago.
Oh, but you're vaping?
I give up vaping. And I don't know. I feel a lot better now, but I've got to go for the blowing thing at hospital, barometry.
Yeah.
And then I've got an X-ray the week. Was it a week after? Yeah, a week after. Yeah. So they'll tell me.
Hopefully that comes out clear.
Yeah, they'll tell me if my lungs are working properly or if I'm going to be on the ventolin for the rest of my life. Inhaler.
Oh, inhaler.
Yeah, inhaler. Not the blue one, the powder one.
Fucking hell. There's a guy at work that has an inhaler. He's always carrying it around with him.
Yeah, I've got one. And seems to be all right now. Not too bad. So, I mean, I had my garden done the last 2 weeks ago, and my Uncle Harry came up and done it.
Oh yeah.
and I was just standing there making him tea. He likes tea with a tea bag in it. And
Oh no!
he's 83, and he's out there concreting my front garden and my back
You're
garden.
just standing there watching him.
I was just standing there watching him. And then we had to move 40 slabs, 20 slabs into the back of his car, and my wife done it. And I done about 3, didn't I? And then 2, sorry, she said. And I lost my breath. Couldn't do no more. He done the rest of them with Tracy.
Where's Jamie? You should lend it a hand.
Yeah, you could have given me a call. I would have come out. Well, I'm always busy.
With a hangover as well, we done it. We were drinking that night before. Was
Blimey.
that thing's party?
After
Joseph's and
Joseph
Darcy's.
Darcy party, yeah.
It was after that 18th birthday party. How the hell was
Yeah.
you able to even pick up a slab?
I don't know.
I was
mate.
like fucked for 4 days after that party.
Tracy done all the lifting. I done nothing. And my Uncle Harry, 83 years of age, and he's out there doing concrete in, putting my lamppost in. I got a lamppost.
It's built like an old Irish horse. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, you can do my garden. It's terrible out there. I keep getting this. I got a Ring doorbell,
Yeah.
and I think it's every 2 weeks I get this guy stand in my garden, and he's just staring at my garden. Then he leaves a card underneath my bin lid, and then leaves. And I'm just like, I've got a whole pile of them. The same guy every week.
We got to cut the grass and that.
Yeah, he wants to like do all the weeding and that, and I'm like, maybe, and I just put it off.
You
What
should
about
get
the
some
bin man?
cookies
You
and
found
dinner
him,
now.
have you?
What's that?
Have you found the bin man?
Oh, we have, yeah. Just a guy that I'm trying to figure out where he lives so I can say thanks, but he does it, yeah. Every week, brings the bins in, closes
Yeah,
the gate and
yeah.
everything. That's Scottish for you.
You ain't getting that in Luton.
No, a person in Luton would bring the bin in and then kick your door in, which is why I bought the Ring doorbell.
Oh, yeah, if you leave your bin out too long, they know you're not there, so they break in.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But now the binman gone and he's out there bringing my
Ooh.
bin in. Must not even be 10 minutes. I wanted to ask. So Jamie said before when you guys were in Oktoberfest in, was it like Hemel or something?
Harpenden.
And you fell over, didn't you? And hurt yourself.
Yeah, I fell down, yeah. No, it was,
Yeah. What was it like having
Oktoberfest.
medic Jamie run over and look after you?
I don't remember. All I remember is getting into my sister's car. And
I think it's good that you don't remember because it's embarrassing
Yeah.
on my part.
That's
that
what I
thought I
wanted to
was
know.
number one first aider.
I remember looking up and seeing, like, was it a girl? Some other girl on saying,
Yeah,
leave
some
him alone,
teacher,
he's
yeah.
all right, and all that, yeah. And then when I got home, Tracy put me to bed. Tracy is my wife. And I woke up in the morning and the pillow and all the bed sheets were just covered in blood, weren't they?
Yeah, after the team bit one.
And I've still got a mark here. Where is it? There. And it feels like there's concrete underneath it or tarmac. I don't know which one it is.
That's Jamie for you running over there trying to fix it himself, wouldn't it?
But I am known when I've had a drink, I'm called Bambi Legs. So
I've never heard that before.
Bambi, yeah. So
Yeah,
what happened
goes
was I had a few drinks at Oktoberfest. I mean, we had a lot of drinks at Oktoberfest. But I remember walking across the park to the pub. Then they all went in the pub, bought a round, come out, and I was leaning against the railings, and I was talking to my cousin's son. And then I moved across the railing, and there must have been a gate there. So when I leaned back, the gate opened. I went straight through it onto the concrete.
No, the railing was wet.
It was a proper Del Boy moment.
I just got this image of just Jamie just pushing everyone out of the way, making a big space. It's
Yeah,
like,
he
get
just
back.
passed his first day, didn't you, Jamie?
Literally the day before I passed my third stage course.
Well, I didn't need mouth to mouth. I was all right.
Luckily, yeah. Lucky for both of us.
You're lucky you didn't end up in hospital because that's where Jamie wanted to send you, didn't you, Jamie?
I was paralytic drunk myself, so I wasn't much help.
Well, they
to
thought
be
my
honest.
head was split open.
Yeah.
But when I woke up in the morning, all I had was a graze here and a graze down here. So as I went down, I must have somehow I must have stopped myself from hitting it too hard because it was just like when you graze your knee and your elbow. That's
Yeah.
all
Oh
that was
yeah.
on there. That's all it was. Once I cleaned it all, and that, it looked like thing when I got up in the morning. The pillow's covered in blood, and the quilt and the sheet underneath was covered in blood. They've still got blood stains on them now, no matter how much time you wash them.
Yeah, no, they come out.
It's alcohol. Alcohol thins your blood, doesn't it? When you and then
That
you bleed a lot.
Oktoberfest, that is something
Dangerous.
else. That is, oh God,
Another
we
thing I
never knew
wasn't
nothing
invited
like
to.
it, did we? Them 2 pint steins, man, they go down like a good one, don't they, Jamie?
Yeah, we were drinking. I was like, oh, I'm going to struggle with these, and then I'm on my 8th Stein, which is 16 pints. And I'm like, I'm all right, lads. We have to get some shots in.
Every time I turned around, someone was there with a rounder who was just coming over like that. Another shooter.
Lucky any of us survived that night.
And was it minus 20-degree Jaeger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like almost
Minus 20 out of a
below
barrel,
freezing.
like below freezing, and Jaegers were doing all shots as well.
Jesus
They are
Christ,
expensive though. Them Oktoberfests are expensive, man. It was like 70
Yeah, it's
quid a
like
round, wasn't it?
£14 a Stein, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about 70 quid, 80 quid a round.
Jesus Christ. Did you have to pay for tickets to get in it as well?
Yeah.
15 quid, wasn't it, or something? Yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
When you're in there, obviously you end up just buying one round, and then by the time it's come back
Well, we
round
went to the English one.
everyone's
We went
too
to the
smashed.
British one. Yeah, we went to the British one. The German one, MJ, cousin's husband, he put us off because he said it's just an absolute rip-off in Germany. You know what I mean? You get an hour and a half in the tent, and then you're thrown out. He said, and the prices of the hotels and the drinks are just a rip-off. But he said there's another one in July, end of July, an Oktoberfest.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a mini one. He said that's the best one to go to. But we're all right with say Albans or Hartman or whatever, aren't they? I heard there's a good one in Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a good one in Milton Keynes.
Ours
They're
are
always
shite
the
up
same.
here.
There's always carnage because obviously
It
everyone
ended
drinks
up
way too
in
much.
ended up with rave music, didn't it? At the end of it, we were all dancing on the tables, everything. What was it? Great crack.
The
All
one you
80s
end up on your
raves.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones up here are terrible. I've been to, not Oktoberfest, but I've been to there was a beer festival in a village over for me, and it was a big tent, and when you got there was only one type of beer. And I'm like, well, this ain't a festival, this is just a beer tent.
I know, we had Pilsner, a barley lager, wasn't it? A barley one, that was about 7.5%.
Yeah, they had like loads of like German traditional
All different-
beers.
Yeah, all different ones. Then you had English beers. You could have a pint instead of a stein. But they were plastic steins. They weren't glass like the German one.
Oh, yeah,
But,
no, you end up getting hit around the head with one of them.
If you
Yeah,
didn't want
someone
to
would
drink
get
2 pints at a time, you could buy a pint and that. But we just got into the swing. It was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic night.
I don't know
Well,
whether I
Dave, wasn't it?
remember I don't know whether I said at the time, but after Oktoberfest last time, we all got smashed. Obviously, my other uncle managed to lose his phone and wallet, which was all connected together in like one of them like wallet phone combination cases. Yeah, he lost that in Harpenden, and it got posted back to him 3 days later from Scotland.
Yeah, Perth in Scotland.
Perth, yeah.
Oh, that's
come
where I
from Perth.
work. It wasn't me. I was like hiding in the... Don't invite me, I'm
No,
going to nick this guy's
we
fucking
just
wallet.
said it. If you found his wallet and his phone, and you're in the pub, we're in St Albans having a drink. I said, take the money out of the phone. There was cash in there because we all gave him cash for the tickets for the thing. Take the cash out and hand the phone behind the counter. So I've just found this on the table. If anyone asks for it, you know.
Yeah.
But he took the phone, took the money, and took it all the way up to thing. Darren reckons it could have been he was trying to use the cards and that because they were cancelled. He thought, no good to me. He could have just threw it in a bin, but he posted it back.
Weird.
I would have been
I mean-
oh, I need to get home, pay a taxi with it, and then get back
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, I mean, it had £100 and something pound in cash in it, so
Yeah.
Yeah, we get you a
he
flight
could have
back
just
up to
took that
Scotland.
out. Yeah, he could have just took it out.
Weirdest
Cars
situation
were
ever.
cancelled. The cars were cancelled in about half an hour after losing it, weren't they? But his wife, she cancelled it in about
She
half
shit
an
hot
hour.
on it, yeah.
They were gone, mate. So he had no chance of using them.
That's the worst thing, because the tapping. Like, I don't carry my wallet anymore because I've got everything on my phone.
Yeah, same as that.
Yeah. But I mean, the tapping kills me. Just
I've
everywhere.
I've left my phone. Oh Christ, taxis.
So is
in
Jamie.
the,
Must be
in
a
the
family
pub.
thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely in the family.
When
I
we
haven't
worked
lost
in
a
the
phone in a long time.
when we worked in the co-op, you went through
My
like a
whole
wallet.
life's on that. My whole life's on that.
You had a new wallet every week when we worked in
Yeah.
the co-op.
Yeah, that was when I was going out every weekend. Every weekend I'd lose my wallet, phone, cards, everything would be gone.
Well, that's what I do when I wake up in the morning. After I've been steaming and can't remember going home, I wake up in the morning, pick up my jeans, and I go straight through the pockets, find the phone, my wallet for any cards and all that lot.
Yeah.
Tracy's normally found all them, put them all in. She's got my phone on charge for me.
Pretty lucky
What-
Tracy's
well,
You
there,
are
to
lucky,
be
yeah. He's just sitting there grinning.
She's listening going upstairs now.
honest. I was going to bring up, while I remember, this today. I was sorting out my hot tub. I was telling Joe earlier, I was sorting out my hot tub, yeah.
Yeah.
And because the weather's been so shit, yeah, I was losing my temper with it. So it was had a hole in it again. So what I decided to do is empty the whole thing out and find the hole.
Yeah.
But halfway through doing that, the hot tub started. The rain started coming down proper heavy. So I just lost my shit and kicked it onto the grass and left it on the grass. And then Charlotte was like, "Don't leave it on the grass overnight. Don't leave it on the grass." I left it on the grass overnight. Yeah, ignoring it totally. And then the next day, I went out there and I thought, "Oh, I better bring that back onto the pavement because otherwise she's going to go mental." As I'm pulling it back over, I looked in. A frog has decided that it's now his pond, and he's living in the fucking hot tub. And
You can't let Rock see that, man. That'd be dead.
but this is part of the problem. So then I was like, I pulled it over and I was like, what the fuck's that? Because I saw something move. I thought it was a rat at first because that's always my go-to. And then I looked and it was a frog. I was like, nah, bruv. So I pulled it and I walked off. And I was thinking, what can I get that I can get it out with without Rocco seeing it? Because obviously Rocco would kill it instantly. And I got a 2x4 that I got round the corner. And I put it in there thinking that it would be smart enough to know that's a bridge out of the fucking hot tub. Do you think it's smart enough to know that? No.
Bridge.
So I was just poking
Like a
it with
little
this fucking
disabled ramp.
2x4 and it's just like running from it and jumping away. And eventually I figured out I've got a pool net for the hot tub for getting crap out of the
Yeah,
pond.
little net, yeah.
Yeah, so I got the net, put it underneath, didn't realise Rocco was behind me, turn around. As I'm turning around with the thing, Rocco thought I've brought him a treat. So like Rocco's launching himself like a salmon out of the air, just fucking out of the water, just jumping up at him. And I was like, bruv, get away from the fucking frog. And then I'm putting the frog on the thing. I threw it over the fence. And like, I walked back in the house. I turn around, Rocco's chasing it around the garden. He came
dog's
back
fucking
under
nuts.
the fence and come back into the garden, back to its fucking swimming pool.
That dog is
Yeah,
funny.
we had a frog in our garden, and I chucked him over our fence because it goes onto the field. And then about a day later, the dog's out there again and sniffing it, and it's just sitting in the corner, right in the dark corner. So I said there must have been a pond here years ago, because they keep coming back to this area where the pond is. Well, Jamie, say if the frog lays frog spawn, and the frog's developed in his hot tub, they would associate his garden as their home, so they'll come back every single year to the same place all the time, even if the hot tub's not there.
I'd love
So
that.
I got the frog out, and one day I was cutting the grass, and I heard this whack on the lawnmower, and I picked the lawnmower up, and the poor frog was underneath it.
Oh.
Mangled.
And there hasn't been any frogs back here since. So
Yeah, there's
When
now
we
like a
were born here.
fucking a story going amongst frogs in it. Don't go in there. There's like the
don't
fucking
go in that
beast
garden.
machine.
Yeah. Oh,
I was around Mum's the other week, and Chewy was going fucking mental in the garden, and he was doing my head in. I went out and I had to go at him, and he's like barking at the ground. And I went over, and there was like a half dead mouse there, and I was getting flashbacks to Jamie's story of Rocco. But like Chewy's got no teeth now; he's all gums.
You just suck the mouse.
Yeah, so I'm like, what are you barking at, you fucking idiot? I was like, you can't even do anything. He's going, wow, 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 wow. And I'm like kicking him, like pushing him away with my foot, trying to get this mouse up on a shovel. And he's like hitting my arms and it's flying across the garden, the fucking thing. Like it wasn't dead enough already. I put it in the bin. I was like, fuck it.
It's the best thing to do.
Well, it's half alive. It could just, it'd be right. Not my problem. A dog attacked Chewie yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We had to take Jeff had to take him to the vet today. Like, it got out of its house, and it went up to sniff Chewie, and Chewie was on the lead. And Jeff said, everything was all right. They were sniffing each other, and then all of a sudden the fucking dog just switched, and like just grabbed him with like it was a staff, and he's like a little Yorkie.
Oh yeah.
So like Jeff's like pulling the lead, going round in circles, going like get off, doing like making himself dizzy. And apparently the people came out and grabbed the dog, but they started beating it. And I'm like, no wonder it's going to bite in other dogs if you're going to start whacking it.
If you're showing it violence.
Yeah.
I see a YouTube video yesterday of a girl in the park in Hounslow in London, and 3 pit bulls were attacking her.
Oh, I see that.
The owner was trying to grab all 3. He couldn't grab all 3.
No, they were
He had
going
leads
mental.
on 2, but he didn't have leads on another one. So he's trying to hold the 2 dogs while the other dog's attacking the girl.
Jesus.
And he's really going to town. And then when he grabbed the one that was attacking her, the other 2 started attacking her as well. It was horrific, wasn't it, that video?
Yeah.
Absolutely
And like there was
horrific.
no way of getting out unless someone else come over, which no one's gonna because of them type of dogs. You ain't
Oh yeah,
gonna
if he'd
fucking
gone
do it.
over, he could have gone for you.
Yeah.
But he couldn't control all 3 of them. He was just trying to grab all 3 at the same time. And once he grabbed all 3, one got away, and that went straight for it. It was really horrific. But they didn't look like Staffy. They looked like the American ones.
Yeah, the
They
American
were a
Bulldog.
bit bigger, weren't they? A
XLs,
little bit Labrador
things.
size.
Oh,
Yeah, rather than the pit bull size.
it's crazy,
But
man.
she had no chance. Any other country like in America and that, they would have just shot them straight away. They'd have been shot dead.
Yeah.
Well, that
He
happened
had
not so long
no
ago
chance.
round the corner from work, didn't it? Did you hear about that when
Yeah.
we were on a weekend shift a few months ago? I was on a
No.
weekend shift, and some of the boys went down to the cafe. Yeah, there's a cafe around the corner called H&H. They went round there, and there's 3 dogs got. No, it might have been 2 dogs of them big XL bullies. They got out and they killed this little baby dog. Like it was like a little fucking Jack Russell sized dog. They killed it and then knocked over its elderly owner. And then the police were like chasing them around, and then they shot 2 of them dead straight away because obviously the police by the airport have guns, isn't it?
They
shot 2 of them dead straight
police
away,
unit,
and then
yeah.
they chased the other one down into some park, and then it ran into some house. And apparently they were like breeding them in there, and they were like the mum and 2 dads, 2 stud bulls.
illegal.
Fucking hell. Can they not just taser him? Can you taser a dog?
I don't know.
Yeah, of course you can.
Probably
Anything
shit
with blood and
itself.
skin can be tasered.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's a different voltage for an animal, isn't it?
Better than a bullet.
50,000 volts is enough, isn't it, to knock anyone sideways.
Have you watched that? I'm going to say that show, and I can't remember the fucking name of it now. It's the one about that Irish fella that was in Priest. He played the vampire. He has like this show where he's like, they're like rough, but he has a mate that's a pikey, and they're like, oh, we need to go steal a pony.
Oh, Brassic.
That's it.
That's it.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
isn't it?
And he's
show.
like,
Watched all 3 of them 3 seasons.
yeah, he's
Brilliant.
like, how are you going to get the pony? He's like, oh, I bought this jar of chloroform off a guy at the pub. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, can you chloroform a horse? And then obviously you can't because it breaks in the car, doesn't it? And the horse is just sitting
Is that
there.
the one where he throws a lump of steak at 2 Dobermans?
Yeah.
And he goes, I thought you put sleeping tablets in that. And he goes, no, I put was it ecstasy or something? And he
Yeah,
goes,
so the 2
what,
Dobermans.
2 Dobermans on ecstasy. They're trying to get, and these 2 Dobermans come right, they're trying to eat the front door off the car and everything. He goes, you give ecstasy to 2 Dobermans. He goes, it's supposed to be knockout tablets. He says,
Fuck
no,
it.
no, I just give them ecstasy.
It just makes you laugh. You always buy something down the pub. Yeah, no, I've only just started watching it. I think I'm still on season 1.
It's my favourite show
Season 1?
in recent
Yeah.
years.
Ah, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on. I've just got Now TV. It's on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main fella's the best.
He is, yeah.
I love the way he
I
runs.
like
He
the
runs like that,
farmer.
innit? Like with his arms,
Calls
he goes
everyone
like that.
FNCs and all this lot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely brilliant.
When they're trying to organise a rave in his field, isn't he?
Yeah.
A fucking rave in my fucking field. He goes, them cunts coming into my field.
I like it when they look out and he's like, they told him to distract the police, and they look out the little hole and they're like, is he showing the police his arse? And like, yeah. Why does he always show him his arse? And he's bent over with his fucking trousers around his ankles.
Have you met his arch enemy yet? It's called Lillian or something. It looks like a fucking woman.
No, I haven't. No,
Oh,
the guy
mate, wait till
from
you meet his arch enemy.
the guy from Plebs is in it, and he's like my favorite character, the one that owns the sex dungeon.
Yeah,
he's the
He's
slave
brilliant.
in
He's
Plebs.
fantastic. He is. Yeah, he's brilliant. He is. He's in all three. He's one of the main ones now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He was him and the fellow with the pigeon.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, they put it with a pigeon.
Yeah, from This Is England, isn't it, that guy?
He's got a
And
stutter.
the Irish one out of the Commitment. You know the Irish girl out of Commitment?
Oh, Joe, in the 3rd season, that Irish woman is hilarious, isn't she?
She's fantastic, isn't she, in the third one?
She's
Yeah,
a
you've got
gypsy.
something to look
She's
forward
the
to, Dan.
gypsy sister, the older sister of the gypsy
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, she likes the guy with the pigeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
you come over
she's
here
a
now.
lunatic. Yeah.
Gonna come see my horse or something. He's like, I know that story. There's no horse in there, is there? And she opens it
He's
up.
like,
and
you
he's
just come into the bedroom now. Don't worry about the horse.
No, that's a classic. That brassic is brilliant.
It is.
Fantastic. Whoever wrote that is really good. They're really good. Because
I
they
think
come
it's
up
the
with
main
different scams every week is unbelievable. You know what I mean? They come up with every different scam. I don't know how the writers get it. They're brilliant writers. Brilliant writers.
right.
For the American listeners, you might be able to find that on, I think it would be HBO Max.
What,
Oh,
brassic?
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of our British Sky shows go into HBO Max.
Oh.
HBO, yeah. Is that their cable or whatever they have? Yeah.
It's a streaming service, I think. Because they have loads of stream services. All their cables almost turned into streaming services, from what I understand.
Yeah, I want their TLC.
No, we're going mental at the minute. Our Virgin Media bill has gone through the roof now. It's getting too much. And we've got Now TV, we've got Amazon Prime
Yeah.
and Virgin Media. But it's the broadband cost the most.
Yeah, you need because
Connor,
to get
Connor,
decent
Connor
broadband,
needed
especially
the
for an
100.
Xbox.
Yeah,
it's
Connor
a
needed
lot of money.
500 gig or whatever it was.
Mm.
But now he's hardly ever here now. He's got a new girlfriend.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he doesn't play the Xbox anymore. He plays the other box. And we're thinking of cutting it all down now.
Yeah, because I've just upgraded mine in Virgin. I've got like the full whack, but I mean, I do this, so you know what I mean.
Yeah, we kind of need it now. I have it's probably a monthly argument with Charlotte about Sky because we have to have Sky TV because Charlotte wants to record stuff, but I use it in no way, shape, or form. And I was like, "Can you not just watch that on something else?" And she was like, "No." I was like, "What if I get a dodgy stick? You can just watch it whenever you want to watch it." And she's like, No. I want to record things. And I said, and then when I look at what was recorded, there's 400 episodes of fucking Neighbours. Neighbours and Home and Away.
I haven't
No
watched
one
that
records
since
stuff anymore.
1992. I haven't watched Neighbours.
No one records stuff anymore because it's all on the internet. Why do you need to do that?
I
No,
do
you go
not
and
even
catch
look
up,
at
don't
Sky.
you? You go and catch up,
Yeah.
type in the number, the name, and it comes up straight away. You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ain't got to record.
She's
I like
recording
recording. If, like, I'm watching the police interceptors and stuff like that, I record that
Yeah.
because it's always adverts. It's like,
Oh,
when you look, I mean, I've timed it a couple of times. It's like 4.5, 5 minutes of adverts in between
Yeah.
each one. So you just all the way through it, and you
Yeah.
can watch the program. But anything else, I mean, I don't record him. Tracy just goes, go and catch up. You'll find it straight away, and you can watch
Yeah.
the whole thing without an advert.
I made the mistake once of watching Taskmaster because I'm a big fan of Taskmaster. Yeah, I watched that once in live time.
And
And I said, "Shut, I'm never doing that again."
That's the thing though, because I was listening to a podcast, and when they write shows and movie, like shows for TV, it's not half an hour. It's actually like 24 minutes or something, and then like an hour series is something like 44 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like you're writing a show to add the adverts in. That's fucking mental.
Yeah, it is insane.
Nah.
Yeah,
But that's why streaming services have changed, because
I used to watch
they
all
do
that.
full whack now.
Big Bang Theory and all that.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm watching a few of them now I haven't seen, and it's all like Thought Park Carnival time, and it's just adverts all the way through. You know what I mean? So I press pause, go off and do something, come back, press play again, and then straight through the adverts.
When I had TV, I think it
I
was
listen to
Virgin.
your adverts, Dan.
What's that?
I listen to your advert.
Oh,
The
yeah,
mental
I know.
health
We
one,
did
yeah.
pretty well. We did that in a oneer. That was, you know what
I
I
was
mean?
thinking of ringing that a few times.
Trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, Virgin, you could do it so, like, there was a button where you could skip to your previous channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I used...
channel, yeah.
Yeah, so I used to find one channel that I wanted to watch something and then find something on the other. And when the adverts come on, I would just press the button and switch to the other channel until it come back to the other one.
Yeah, still got it. Last channel, yeah. Still got it on there.
That was a great button.
I feel as though
they're ripping us off now. They're taking the piss. We got Now TV, Amazon Prime, and what's the other one we got? Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, yeah.
And Paramount Plus.
Oh, that's okay for like a month, and then there's nothing on it.
$6.99, $7.99, all them all adding up.
Your Apple TV, that's another one.
No, I don't do Apple. Tracy got that on her phone. She can swipe it onto the TV if she wants.
Oh yeah.
Press the little TV in the corner and press it on your phone. It goes straight onto the TV.
I started watching Pluto TV. It's like a free channel.
Yeah, it's a bit crappy though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm like a sniffer dog for like reality TV, and it's got it's got like all the X on the Beach on there, all the Geordie Shore. It's got 9 seasons of Gordon Ramsay's Nightmare Kitchens.
Oh mate,
It's got Dog the Bounty Hunter on there, all their seasons. Billy the Exterminator. I see, it's fucking blinding. Police Interceptors.
Dog was back in the 90s, early 2000s, wasn't it? Dog.
I follow his son on Instagram. Yeah, but his missus passed away.
His wife died, didn't she? Yeah, God bless her.
She had cancer, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He turned up and she turned up. You give yourself up to him. You wouldn't go near her, man. She'd kill you, mate. She was hard as man. At you. But she was fair. When she used to talk to people, she'd talk them down, didn't she? And all that lot.
Oh, the show was brilliant. Sabina's never seen it, so that'd be what I'll be doing next weekend.
Dog was brilliant.
His hair and her hair were fucking unreal, wasn't it? If you saw them two coming out with their hair, I'd be like, mate, just give me the fucking cigarette.
His son took over for a little while, didn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty good, the son.
Yeah, I think he still does it, the son, on some of the channels. But he used to wear he looked like a copper, didn't he, with all the badge and everything, and the taser gun and all that lot. I mean,
do you know what's coming back? Lizard Lick Towing.
Oh, is it?
Lizard Lick Towing's coming back. Did you ever watch that show?
Brilliant, wasn't it? He was brilliant, wasn't it?
Like Bobby.
I reckon,
Bobby.
I kept watching that, thinking it was a setup. You know, where they're all actors, acting in it, and then you sort of driving into a golf course, and the bloke's got like a Mustang parked in the corner, and he like waits for him to go on the second hole or the third hole, and when he does the first tee off, he tees off right. That's it. We move straight in. Was it his mate? Wasn't it?
Bobby, yeah.
Bobby, yeah.
Bobby. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He has to distract everyone while the other one gets the thing, and they're all beating Bobby up, aren't they?
Well, the best episode was when they went to the tattoo parlor.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they just got the absolute, just their ass handed to him by all these tattoo guys. It was a fucking brilliant show. Love it.
And then he comes back, instead of with the money, he's like, I've got a brand new Lizard Lick tattoo.
Yeah.
His
Yeah, it
wife
had
was
to be set
attractive,
up.
yeah,
Some of
but
them had
she
to
was
be set
butch
up,
though,
didn't they, for
innit?
TV?
Yeah, his wife. Yeah, they had a nice fucking
But he's
house.
still
though.
going. I see him on YouTube sometimes with the old hairstyle there, isn't he? With the old
Yeah, they're big
wavy
on
beard and
TikTok.
all that lot.
They're
Yeah.
they announced the other day they're coming back on. I think it's what's the show what's Impractical Jokers on? I forgot what
Comedy
the channel
Central.
is. No, it's another it's another thing.
Dave,
True TV.
never heard of it.
True TV, yeah.
That's Comedy
That's the
Central
old
essentially in
Virgin,
America.
that is, isn't it?
Ah, okay. Oh, anyway, enough talking about reality TV. But it's like every episode now we talk about reality TV. But we'll get on with the emails. Right, we'll do our little disclaimer and then we'll crack on. Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the hosts and should only be taken as food for thought. We are in no way telling you to do anything of the sort. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And enjoy the rest of the show. Flying through that now. Flying through it.
When does that go out? Not this Friday, next Friday, yeah. Have you
Yeah.
done this Fridays already?
We have, yeah.
Yeah, we managed to get ourselves back ahead. When Dan got ill, we got behind, and then we were
Yeah.
like in panic mode for like a good couple of weeks.
Yeah. And then we just got a flood of emails, so we were like, let's get this going.
It all depends on the emails.
Right. I felt like I was had the wrong email then, but right. So this is a previous listener. They were going on. She was going on the cruise. The one that she wasn't sure whether it was going to be like a musical cruise.
Oh God.
So she says, "You'll both be glad to know I enjoyed the cruise, and it wasn't a singing at all parts like you had imagined. That would have been the worst nightmare. So yes, I took your advice and I told the guy I'm dating that I'm not as into musicals as I'd previously made out to be. Luckily, he felt the same, and he is showing it so much more attention because I showed interest. So one hurdle we're all over thanks to you guys. You just got to be honest. I love a good musical, though. Although I tried to watch Matilda, and that was garbage.
I can
What, the
imagine.
musical? The movie's
Yeah.
all right.
Nah, the original movie, but the
Danny
new
DeVito and that, yeah.
the new musical one was not good. It's on Netflix.
Joe, you should
Like,
have seen
The Greatest
Dan trying to
Showman,
make
that
me
was
squirm
fantastic.
with
Ben.
Ben. He was like at every point trying to make Ben sing. I could see Dan trying to egg him on. I was like, no, he's not singing to me.
He makes a
He's
lot
not
of eye contact as well when he's doing it.
Yeah, he's like
Oh,
that
what,
down the camera.
the last guest?
Yeah.
Chaplin.
Yeah, he was a really nice
Chap-
guy.
yeah.
Super
Yeah,
nice guy.
But once I told him that Jamie didn't like it, that was it. So she says, I had been investing a lot of time in training recently and have hurt myself in my shoulder, and the physio has told me not to do any heavy lifting for the next 6 weeks. I'm struggling with this, as you can imagine. Everything seems to be heavy lifting. Your Argos debate helped me through a rough day. I do love when you both bicker. It is always and always will be Argos, even after all the excuses made. But I welcome any more debates you both have. It was hilarious. Do you have any advice or suggestions for someone feeling down on themselves and constantly aching with this pain? I tried board games and consoles. Nothing seems to get me through the boredom. I'm not letting that Argos thing go. Like I said, we had one person message and say he liked it my way, and that's all I needed.
So 1 out of
Argos.
20.
One guy.
The Argos don't sound the same, does it?
Argus.
Argos.
Argus.
It's Argos.
Yeah,
isn't
but
it,
you
Joe?
have a little U at the end. You have a little Gus.
Argus.
No, it's Argos. Argos would be US, but it isn't. It's OS. It's
Do you remember
Argos.
Index?
Are you going down to Argos? Yeah, I'm going down to Argos. Are you going down to Argos? No.
Yeah, but
No,
you're
Argos.
exaggerating the you there.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you got to say it
Rolling
more
off the tongue.
relaxed.
Argos.
More
Argos.
relaxed. Like you're on
No,
acid.
It just don't sound
Argos.
right, does it?
Yeah, do you
I used
remember?
to say, Weetabix when I was little,
Oh, yeah.
but it's not. It's Weetabix. And my sister
That's
used
true.
to say, "Why do you keep saying Weetabix? Say Weetabix. It's Bex, no, it's Bix." So, yeah, Weetabix. Yeah, say it then. I go Weetabix.
Do you know
Don't
one
sound
me and
right.
Charlotte always argue over is, do you know, how do you say basmati rice? Do you say basmati?
No, it's
Basmati,
basmati.
yeah.
Basmati?
Basmati.
Well, are you adding an L
Basmati.
in there?
No, it's basmati rice, isn't it?
It's
Multi,
basmati.
you said.
But
Multi.
Charlotte calls it
Bas
basmati.
basmati.
Bas-
How
Yeah.
common are you,
Basmati.
basmati?
Yeah, it's basmati rice.
It sounds like you're going up to someone and insulting them.
Charlotte calls it basmati rice. I said she's the most middle class person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, but that's
Oh, let
the
me go get the
ARTY,
basmati
isn't
rice
it?
out of the cupboard.
Marty. Yeah.
But just imagine you going up to, what do you say to me, you basmati? What are you doing, man? What's going on here?
Do you want a couple of Weetabix?
You basmati? That's it. That's a that's an English
Not
insult
Argus.
now.
You can't say Argus. It doesn't sound right. Argus.
He's accentuating the end of it. That's what it is. Argus.
You saying it? Look, Argus. Argus.
Yeah,
Yes.
Argus.
It's Goss. Argus. You know I'm right.
Anyway, this isn't helping the listener.
More backup for
No,
Jamie.
it's not.
I'm happy. I'm happy.
Any suggestions for someone that can't do any heavy lifting?
Yeah, what
I
she
know.
got? She got trapped nerve, pulled muscle.
Just says she's hurt her shoulder.
How old
So-
is she? Did you say how old she is?
No, we don't get
No.
that sort of. But I mean, the physio's
I
told her
know.
not to do any heavy lifting for 6 weeks. That sounds like a muscle.
Yeah,
I know we've talked about it
that.
a lot in this
I did-
episode, but I think reality TV, Below Deck, you could waste hours watching Below Deck.
I like Billy.
I did that years ago, months ago, and I bought one of them TENS machines. You know the TENS machines?
Mm.
The pads you put on, and they give you like small electric shocks or
Oh,
massage.
yeah.
I bought one of them. Who's that?
You can get one of them. You know the guns that have got like the vibrating ball on the end.
Oh yeah, Charlotte's
You,
got one of them.
you can
The
get them in
massage,
like Aldi
yeah.
or Lidl now, like cheap.
Them little Charlotte's got one of them little ball machines, and when she first got it, I accused her of fucking masturbating with it, and I was like, "What are you doing with that?" I said, "Is that a super dildo?" I said, "Is that what you're trying to do?"
It's like
She was like, "It would demolish anything down there if I tried to turn it on that."
it's like a small person with a fucking pair of boxing gloves on, isn't it?
It looks like a nail gun with a ball in the end.
Just punching the shit out of you.
Yeah. She's like, "I would hurt myself," and I was like, "Nah."
Oh, it's
he's
got a
it.
boots one. Oh yeah, pain relief.
Does it work, Joe? There you go.
I might have to
Yeah.
get one of them because I'm aching.
Absolutely, I would recommend it forever.
Yeah, because I think I'm
Best thing in
getting
the world for back
tennis
pain.
elbow.
And
Play
Boots, if you're
tennis.
listening, we're more than willing to accept sponsorship. Me and Joe will go on advert for you, and Dan will come in. We'll put some pain relief into Dan's elbow for you.
Yeah. help my tennis elbow. I don't play tennis. Yeah, it's a pain because obviously it's a shoulder, isn't it? So anything you do is going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
She's
back
young,
pain,
it
shoulder
won't be
pains
too
and
bad.
stuff is the worst.
If you're
Right.
older, it might be niggly. It might stay for a while, but when you're young, these things sort of work themselves out, and you're back to normal.
I'm terrible. If someone says to me, "I don't do anything," I'll just eat shit and watch reality TV, and then 6 weeks later, and I'm like rolling out of my house.
Arctic rolls and that, yeah. I said to Jamie, that's the most 80s food you can get. I didn't
I
know
told you that, didn't I?
get them.
Jamie didn't realise what an Arctic roll was.
What was it on the same level as Viennetta?
Yeah, Viennettas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same year they were invented.
Oh, love a good Arctic roll. They're a lot smaller than I remember, though.
Where did you get them from? Iceland?
Where did I get mine? Morrison's I got mine from.
Did you? I didn't even know they
Yeah.
made them anymore.
Well, a lot of old people shop in Morrison's, isn't it? So I suppose it would be popular.
You can get
there
them in the
still.
co-op as well, because I remember putting them out before. They were in one of their meal deals before, and the dessert
really?
was an Arctic roll, yeah.
Is it like a really British thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
okay.
1980s, early 1980s we started. I mean, me and your mum used to have it when we were little.
That and Index back in the day.
Fucking. I don't feel like the oldest person here now. Jamie likes to rub it in that he's younger.
I was eating Arctic roll when I was 50 years ago.
I brought them up before as well. Do you remember the little
57
plastic
on
tubs?
Thursday. Yeah, I'm 57 on Thursday, so it was 50 years ago. When I was about 7, I was eating Arctic roll.
Do you remember the little tubs you used to get that would be like strawberry mousse? They used to be frozen, and then you put them in the
Wooden spoon.
microwave. Yeah.
With a wooden fork thing, you could eat it with a wooden spoon. You think?
Yeah,
Right,
no, my nan
yeah.
used to put them in the microwave for like a couple of seconds, and the outside used to be hot, and the middle used to be cold.
It's the
Oh, really?
softening ball, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You can get them. They come in a stack in like a bag, like a bread bag.
I
Yeah,
remember
Freeze
them.
section. Yeah,
I
they're
remember
like
them,
a pound.
had raspberry
It was like,
ripple.
they had like a swirl in it.
Hmm.
Yeah, raspberry ripple, and can't remember the ones. I think they had a chocolate one with the swirl chocolate in it.
Oh, the
I
raspberry
remember
bit
as
was the best.
I remember as well before American pizzas got popular over here. When I went shopping when I was little, we used to just get like these little fucking discs. Yeah, they looked about that big. Yeah, and there'd be that with a bit of cheese and tomato one, and there'd be 20 of them in like a stack like that,
Yeah.
frozen.
Real
And
shitty
Mum would be
ones,
like, "Here you go," and then she'd give me just one of them. And then, as a weird child, I'd scrape all the cheese and tomato off and just eat the base.
yeah. Eat the base.
I can imagine you doing that
Yeah.
now. You're still quite a fussy eater.
I am fussy, yeah. I'm posh fussy now because Charlotte's got me into a food snob now.
So anyway, that girl says what? She's playing games and what?
She said she's tried board games and things, but it's boring.
What does that mean then? Is she trying to take her mind off it?
No, she's
Yeah,
just
I suppose
trying
she's
to
off-
not.
She's got time off work, and so she's trying to
Yeah,
fill her time without weight training.
Yeah.
yeah. That's not what you can do, though, isn't it?
Hot
Sit around.
baths and massages and stuff like that. That'll get rid of all that if you just keep sticking to it. You know.
I think exercise-wise as well, you could, as long as it doesn't affect your shoulder or
Just
back
gentle
too much, you could
exercise,
go
yeah.
for like nice walks, like a long walk.
I just
I
always
mean-
eat. Eating's my go-to when I've got nothing to do. That's all it is.
It's not. Just start eating vegan magnums and start air frying some hash browns.
I haven't spoken about what I've eaten today because there's an email later on that talks about it. Yeah, no, it's hard, isn't it? I mean, if you've got like mates, you can be out with mates and stuff like that. It's an easy thing to do. I love a good board game, to be honest, but obviously like reading books, audio books, they're pretty good.
And what's that?
Podcasts.
To take the mind off her pain.
Yeah, to get through like the 6 weeks.
Weird, isn't it?
I mean, drinking.
It's hard. I kind of resonate with what she's saying because this shift, Joe, you know what it's like on continental shift. When you're on continental shift, I will have today and tomorrow off. Everyone's at work, other than me and whoever's on my shift. Yeah. So no one's doing nothing till like 6 p.m. So I've got all day. And at the beginning, when you first go into continentals, that's brilliant. But then as the time goes on, you start getting bored, and you think, "What am I going to do with my Monday, Tuesday?" Then I end up fishing frogs out of fucking hot tubs and doing random
cleaning
shit
the
around
top of the
house that I would
cupboards,
never do.
dusting all the top of the cupboards and that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Probably stripping the bed and making sure you wash all the. What am I getting too old here?
You are, yeah. I'm way off all of you. If I had all that time, I wouldn't get out of bed till 12, and I'd be like bashing myself silly until everyone finished work.
If it's raining outside, clean the inside of the windows.
No, she doesn't want to clean. What do you mean? What is this?
No, I'm
It's like
talking
the
about
podcast
Jamie.
about World's Dirtiest
What-
House.
what they're doing.
That's why I got a cleaner, Joe. I can't be dealing with it no more.
Oh yeah,
I
you
have-
got a cleaner, haven't you? Yeah.
I have
I've
Sabina
got
coming
to tidy this. This is how ridiculous I am as a person. Yeah, I've got to tidy this room tonight because the cleaners are coming on Thursday. So
Oh,
this
you got
room's
them,
been
yeah.
fucked for a week, and now the cleaners coming. I have to put everything back to that reasonable level so they can clean it.
This is so ridiculous. I would be going before I leave for work. I'll be knocking pillows off the side. I'm like, you can
No,
pick that up.
it's bad
pick
in
that
here,
up.
Dad.
And I'll
You
be
can't
like,
see it on
"Oh."
camera, but it's bad in here.
I'll be like, oh, I spilt some water on the floor. They can mop that up later.
Mm.
You got to get your money's worth, haven't you? You seen that advert with the guy that does the boiler, and the guy comes out and he goes, "Are you finished already?" He's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you want a cup of tea? You can make me one."
Get your money's worth.
Yeah. Gotta get your money's worth, Jamie. That's it. Make some mess in there.
No, I'm too paranoid. I think if I make a real bad mess, they would like spit on my fucking toothbrush or something.
But
Do something
that's
weird.
their job, though. Like, they must love coming. I bet they come to yours and they just put their feet up. Bit of
No,
dust.
I've been here. They go mental in here.
He comes
Oh,
in
do
the
they?
mornings. You go,
Yeah, they put.
oh yeah.
They put all the
You
furniture out and everything.
You leave shit stains on the pan. I'll fucking do your toothbrush. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you feel. Now I'll put it back in the jar. Make sure you're okay. Yeah.
Pulling Jamie's
If you
beard
leave
hair
shit
out the
on the
sink.
stains again. I'm just pretending that she's foreign. She might be English. I don't know, but
It's a mix. It's a mix. One time they caught me off
Toothbrushing,
guard, and I was
cleaning the
sitting in here editing, and I'm sitting with Rocco, and I turn around. There's 4 women standing in the doorway. I was like, "Hello."
he's like, Charlotte's got me an early birthday present. Thanks, Charlotte.
Oh, they weren't a birthday present, mate.
It's like, hi, is your name Jamie? Well, you've got the key to my house, so I fucking hope so. Yeah, so we've gone completely off thing, but yeah, there's a few things that it's hard to really. I think reality TV and like food, meeting up with people.
It's always my go-to.
Yeah. You can do Joe's thing and clean. I don't know if that'll do so much for your shoulders, but
Yeah, but is it I know, is she looking for pain relief or just something to take her mind off the pain?
just mind off it.
Yeah.
I'll be right
The
back.
pain's still there, isn't it?
The pain's always going to be there, I think, until
Pain's
eventually.
going to be there. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you sit in the front room and you veg on a chair watching TV. When you get up, it's going to hurt you. So I don't know. There's no explanation of her age or how she got the pain or what the pain is actually. Or is it medical? Do you have to go and see a doctor? I mean, if you
Well, it
had a
said
bad
that-
shoulder, would you sit there on your own, just putting up with the pain, trying to take your mind off it?
It said that the doctors signed her off for 6 weeks. I think she hurt herself during doing weight training.
Yeah. So she's actually got to chill out and sort of like, what do they call it? We call it light duty, don't we, at work and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think for me, I would take advantage of the 6 weeks and try and do something with it. But it's difficult, isn't it? Because you say that, and then when it happens to you, you just do fuck all. You just sit in the house.
I mean, we know what it's like when you've got a trapped nerve and that. You just absolutely bollocks, didn't you? You know what I mean?
When I woke up on my 30th birthday, I had a trapped nerve in my back.
Yeah.
It was the worst pain I've ever had.
Well, I woke up, my back had gone in the bedroom. I was tired in the bathroom, and I couldn't finish it in the end because you go up and down, up and down, up and down. And I was trying to tile it, and the last how many tiles? That the big wall, the last big wall. I couldn't do it, so I rang the cousin up. He come up. He didn't do nothing. He bodged 2 of them and then just sat drinking tea, talking about it.
Which one's that?
Eric. And I couldn't even get off the chair. I had an ottoman outside the bathroom. I couldn't even get off the ottoman. So that's why Tracy went down and bought me that. Boots again. Bit of advertising. And it cured me in about, I put it on for about 20 minutes and I could just get off the chair and walk around the house. While it was still going, it was still pulsing on me. And it was fantastic. I took it off and the pain started coming back. So I just stuck them back on again, stuck them on me, 4 pads.
Does it hurt when it's happening?
Turned it back on and the pain just went again completely. It's pregnant women use it in hospital, to stop the pain of the contractions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, best. How much was it? £46. Best £46 I've spent in my life. And ever since I used it, I've never had a pain since.
Except when you met Jamie.
Except when I wake up in the morning, I yawn the wrong way. You know what I mean? That remember Cat Williams?
Yeah.
You can yawn the wrong way, go down, fuck up your entire side.
I do that when I sneeze. I sneeze and my
Yeah,
whole
when you
fucking
get
shoulders
old,
pop
yeah.
out. But yeah, hopefully we gave you some good advice there. If not, hopefully we gave you a couple laughs. That'll pass a couple out 5 minutes for you. Right. So this listener previously emailed in. He was planning a beach wedding, and people were expecting him to pay for them
for people to go out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were like, fuck that. So he says, I saw your TikTok on my question this morning. It made me chuckle. I just checked out the episode and brilliant advice for me and my wife to be. So thanks for answering it for us. It's given us a lot more confidence on what to do now. Also voted for you guys in the upcoming awards. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
You guys mentioned what I would be wearing on the beach wedding. When it's a light coloured linen suit with shorts combo, it's nice. But I was to do it in the UK, it would definitely be a kilt like you guys. That sounds pretty swish. A linen suit.
That's what I'd go for.
With shorts, yeah. Especially in hot weather on the beach.
Mm-hmm. Linen's proper light, isn't it?
Yeah. Part of my being in a relationship and living together is DIY, and I am not handy at all. Like most guys my age, my dad was always hands-on, and I never went down that route. I do not want to embarrass myself in front of my wife-to-be. Any advice to get through it unscathed? I'm the same. Anything I got to do, I ring my stepdad.
I put a shelf up, fix a door or something like that.
Yeah.
I do it all myself. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, anything like that. Yeah, I can imagine you do. Jamie does as well, doesn't he? Jamie, you do that stuff.
Yeah, I had a baptism by fire, really. When we moved into the flat, like, we didn't have to do anything to it because obviously it was a new build. And then, like, after, like, we was in there for, like, 5 years altogether. I think after 2 years, we'd over-cluttered the flat, and we were thinking about getting Rocco and stuff like that. And the worst thing I ever tried to do was put down fucking laminate flooring. I nearly killed my dad in the process because I had my dad helping me.
You never used a jigsaw.
That.
You cut by hand.
We really fucked up and didn't use a jigsaw. Yeah, we were doing it by hand saw.
And
and nearly killed ourselves in the process. I remember coming into work and I couldn't move. Yeah. I don't know why we didn't think of calling you for a saw. But yeah, it was horrendous. I bought a vibra saw and it just set alight to the fucking plies to put on the floor. So I was just like...
Man. Jigsaw, you just went...
that was the worst thing I ever did. The worst thing that ever happened to me in the house, is it wasn't even related to me, DIY-wise. I was like building... I've got like a little cabinet for my shoes. And in the hallway... Me and Charlotte were building that and arguing over it. A little bit of flat pack furniture building. You know what it's like. You argue with the wife. And then we're arguing. And then Rocco had he's never done this before in his life and he's never done it since. He went into the garden, it was in December, and dug a hole. And it was covered. He was covered from head to toe. Like, there was no white left on him and just in mud.
Mm.
Head to toe, yeah. And he come running back in while me and Charlotte were mid-argument. It was like a weird moment where all three of us just stared at each other because we knew he was going to run. He was going to run up the stairs, yeah. And I was like, Charlotte, get the doors to the hallway, yeah. As soon as Charlotte moved, Rocco ran up the stairs and rolled everywhere all over our brand new fucking grey carpets upstairs. That was the worst. We battered the shit out of him that day.
That's how he stopped you guys arguing. It's him is doing his duty.
He's never done it since. He's actually scared of water.
He is now.
Yeah, he is now, yeah, because I knocked shit out of him. Mate, honestly. I couldn't believe it. And if we could get a picture of him that day, he would just look like... Do you know them videos where it's like, oh, get a dog is easy, and then, like, you see him and they're falling in the puddle, and they're like, their entire body's black. That's what he was like. But I'm okay. I'm not brilliant. Charlotte's alright as well. Both of us can get stuff sorted in the house. I think for the listener, I think the best thing to do is to just go for it. And if you fuck it up, you fuck it up.
That's what I used to do for most of the stuff.
That's what I would
plumbing,
do. Yeah,
I do plumbing,
I've
If I
YouTubed a
plumb
lot.
something in the house, guarantee I wake up in the morning and it's dripping, it's leaking. I've done,
I think that
I've
says
done
more about your
I've done the
plumbing.
dishwasher last year. The can't remember what it's called. The compression joint had snapped, and I was looking at
Yeah.
a new. I bought one in Homebase. Went down there, bought a compression joint. Did another advert, and was looking at it, and I was thinking, how the fuck does this work? I went on YouTube, and the bloke said how to fit a compression joint, and in about 5 minutes, I've done the whole thing myself. The bloke just said, put the two olives on, put the two
Yeah.
sleeves over, push it together, do the screws up, goes, that's it, done. There you are.
Easy enough.
So
Yeah.
YouTube's saved our
Yeah,
lives
YouTube's a
half the
godsend.
time, most of the time. I mean, even wiring up a light out the back garden and that. Bloke showing me how to do the thing, and he goes, just fit an outside plug. I've got Peter James, my cousin, to do that. And I've got the outside light was in the garage for 4 years. It never got moved, never got touched. And one day, Tracy's mum went, "Have you ever put that light up?" And I went, "Not really, no." And I rang my Uncle Harry, and he come round 20 minutes, fucking he's in the ground, stuck up now, ready to go. Got a street lamp in the garden.
You know.
And it was a matter of, it's
Yeah,
a
no,
matter
that's
of
what I
5
always
minutes.
do. We said before. What did we say before about YouTube? Oh, like if my mum ever calls me up and is like, "Oh, I don't know how to do something," so just YouTube it. I'm not going to explain it to you. Just go on YouTube.
I will send YouTube videos to
Yeah.
mum and dad all the time
Yeah,
of what to do. Mum and dad are like their capabilities. Dad's good at DIY, but anything. If I were to say to Dad YouTube it, he'd end up on some other site. Like that's their technical abilities. Like Dad locked me out of my On the Beach account. Do you know, On the Beach for holidays. Dad managed to lock me out of that 6 times because he kept accidentally changing the password to my account, thinking it's his account. And I was like, "Dad, what's going on?" I had a holiday booked and I couldn't pay it off because he's locked me out of the fucking thing, and I had to call up the company. So where he's good at DIY is shit at
Technical.
fucking
Yeah.
technical stuff.
Yeah, I'm no good at computers. Tracy's good
yeah.
at
So that was an
computers.
easy one.
She'll stick to it and get on with it and then do it. Like tonight, I was trying to get on here, and it was a fucking nightmare because the earphones wouldn't connect, and then the camera went off. It said camera is off. So I never touched nothing. She goes, "You must have clicked something." I never clicked anything. I did. Pressed down there. It said turn camera back on. As well.
Yeah, no, I get less every year. I get less and less computer savvy. I just get to the point now I just can't be bothered. Yeah. So the easy one there is just go onto YouTube, man. It's the easiest thing to do. Just like go. Oh, I need to go to the toilet. Sit on the toilet for 20 minutes. Come back out. Just get on with it.
YouTube
She doesn't
save
even
your
have to
life.
know.
Save
A
your
little bit
life.
of lie in there.
You can do anything
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
You can wire a security light in. You can wire a camera outside your house in. You can do anything on YouTube. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
That's how I figured out what was wrong with my car.
Yeah.
Do you remember my car broke down and it's because my key weren't detected? That's how I figured that out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Type in,
First thing
how
I
does
ever
a
do is go onto
Corsa
YouTube.
find my
Anything.
key? And you get about 700 videos comes up and tells you exactly what to do.
Yeah.
There's always 20 of that an Indian fella going, right, if you go and click this, yeah.
Before I buy things as well, I always go on YouTube. I usually put everything.
What's that one?
I don't buy
I want for
nothing.
like reviews.
Your oil
Yeah.
is down to 10% on your car. And you're sitting there thinking, how do I tell it the oil's okay? It's only thing. And then it goes on YouTube and it goes, press this button, hold it on the dashboard for 5 seconds, and then press your accelerator down. And you press the accelerator down, and next thing it says, oil reset back to 100%. You're thinking, how the hell does that happen?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
What,
I
the
had
oil?
to do that in my old car a few times.
Yeah, because you just
Yeah.
keep coming up with an oil light on it saying oil change required. Oil change. No. Just reset it. Back to 100%.
Yeah.
The light goes off and everything's back down. There you go.
I'm like, I can't afford that 90 quid this month. I'm fucking resetting the cunt. And that's what.
Fucking price these things. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. Good luck with the wedding. hopefully you set all your people straight and they're paying for themselves. Otherwise, it's going to be a very small one. But I'd love to see a picture of you in your linen suit.
on the
Well,
beach.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the beach. Yeah.
Oh, you put $2,000 behind the bar, you'll be all right.
Right. So. Oh man, loving life. That should be their responsibility. It's your wedding, you know what I mean? So this is a previous listener who would manage to get a partner, but the brother was like an old school bully.
Right.
From
From Chuck's episode, was it?
Possibly. I've already gotten rid of the. It's now this episode.
Right.
I have labels on them. I change them. I get confused. So he says, so the girlfriend and him split. Sorry to say, but I've taken you up on your previous advice for some of the other listeners and taken some time to work on myself. She's helped me a lot with my confidence and made me feel more like a man. We ended on good terms. It just became an argumentative in the end, and we both know we're better off letting each other try to move on. My only concern with my lack of relationship experience is how do I stop this from happening again and again? I did many years single, and I'm stuck in my own ways at times, and then sometimes I try to overcompensate for my lack of experience by being overbearing in the words she used. What do you think I could do different? And then he's got another little question. This little sentence. Sorry to hear about you and your partner splitting, man. That sucks. It's never a good thing. But you did have some good sex. I remember that from your previous email.
If I remember rightly, this was the fella that had no experience whatsoever with women before he met this girl.
No.
Yeah,
This is his first girlfriend, yeah.
So let it be a confidence builder. Some couples get on forever and argue forever. I know a few couples that absolutely pound into each other every fucking time I'm around them, and like it's not healthy, but that's how they conduct their relationship. Some people, if you're not that type of person, I can't do that. Like if Charlotte starts on me, I just go silent for 3 days, innit? And then she's like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "Do you remember when you said this?" Yeah, that's what's wrong with me.
I feel like Uncle Joe's going to have the secret. How long have you been married, Uncle Joe?
How long have we been married? 10 years.
Yeah.
Been together 21, so it's 31 years we've been together. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
If we have a row, I
That's
always
mental.
win anyway.
There you go.
What did you say?
He's saying that because he's on the mic.
Yeah.
You're a funny guy.
Get hold of him.
No, you're gonna have your rows. You are gonna have rows. I mean, we've had some real blooters, didn't we? And then later on, one will say something, I'll say something, Tracy might say something, and it's all forgotten about. It's like I said, if you're meeting girls and you're meeting future partners and that, you will gel, and the girl will get to know who you are and argue with you, and you'll get over it. Some girls, they'll argue with you and say, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not going down that road, I'm not doing this," and they'll go on. But some girls, they'll put up with it and they'll learn your temper, they'll learn your little buttons they need to press when they want to press it, and then they learn how to leave you alone. But in the end, you will find the right girl. You will find the right girl.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you do, you just click, and that's it. If you have a row, you'll get over it.
Yeah.
You go, "Are you still in the mood?" And they'll go, "No, I'm not in the mood, but you shouldn't have done it." And you say, "All right," and then you just move on. That's how you do it. Same as me and Tracy
Yeah,
done.
I agree. We've said before when we had a listener that moved in with a new girlfriend. It's like you have your own ways and they have theirs. Like no one's exactly the same.
It takes a while to figure it out.
Yeah, you got to like learn each other's, and yeah, there'll be things that annoy you between each other, but that's just because you're different people. There's no handbook for these things. Like every single woman or every
If
single
she
guy's
likes
gonna be
you,
fucking
she'll
different.
stick
It's a pain in the
around
arse.
and she'll learn your like buttons to press, and you'll learn her buttons to press, and when not to press them, and get your mouth shut. And when she comes home and she wants to tell you what's going on, you listen to what she says. And that's it. Because one day you'll come home from work
Yeah.
and you'll have something else to moan about yourself, and she'll listen. And you just learn your own, what you call it, your own habits, stuff like that. And she'll learn to love you.
Yeah.
But I know he loves
Yeah, for
Charlotte,
sure.
and Charlotte loves him. No matter what they do between them, they'll always
Yeah.
end up in the same position, back together again, and talking and all that. Same as you with, is it Sabina?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
hmm
you might have found the right one, Dan. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's quite good. Because I'm quite a
We
quite
all
hard
are.
person to
I'm
get
hard to
along
get on with. Jamie's hard to get on with, but you've got to learn your limits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just got to find that person that's willing to make the effort.
I think the biggest learning curve in mine and Charlotte's relationship early on was that I can go hot and cold very quickly. Like, I will go into a few days. I've done it this weekend. She told me that I was a cunt the other day because I was miserable about working over the weekend because she was off and doing things. I was annoyed that I wasn't with her, but then I'm then taken out on her because I'm not talking to her because I'm annoyed. And then she's like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you being miserable?" And I'm like, "Nothing's wrong with me. I think I'm being fine."
Yeah.
But then when she's describing what I'm doing when I come in the house, she's making me laugh because I walk in, I just throw the bag on the side, and she's like, "How's your day been?" I'll be like, "All right." And then I just sit down and watch her cook. She was like, "That's you acting like a dickhead," and I was like, "Maybe it is me acting like a dickhead." So then yesterday I was like being nice and smiley when I come in because I thought I can't be keeping treating her that, and it's like the give and take, isn't it?
It's your wife, isn't it? You got to be.
It is the give and take. Like when Charlotte pisses me off, I
It's your
tell her.
wife at the end of the day, and you married her, and you're together, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, you both of you learn your own things, and you both of you learn to adjust to each other's. So this bloke, he's got a girlfriend. He had a bad relationship before that, and what do they call it? He'll meet others. He might not meet others. Next one might be the one. She'll be the one, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you get married, and they put up with your shit, and you have to put up with theirs.
I do think as
Then you're
well
stuck.
that when you meet the right person, you kind of know because, like, I've said it loads of times on the podcast. I was fucking mental before with women, jealous, fucking would like be fucking accusing them of all kinds of shit. I'd be cheating on them, not caring what I was doing, and all this stuff. As soon as I met Charlotte, she gave me like a warning. I remember her texting me. I had like a paragraph. I woke up to a paragraph one morning. She was like, "If you speak to me like that again, there's never going to be me and you and all this shit." And then that kind of twigged in my mind, and I was like, "Okay." After that, we were like, I realised that I wanted to be with her. But it does. I think you do realise.
Yeah, that's the
I think
one.
it comes to a point where you realise.
Yeah. Definitely. So he's got a little like funny thing in the end here. So he says, "Can you beat up 20 11-year-old kids running at you all at once to fight you? Would you win?"
11-year-old kid.
Yeah, I think I'd get a good few licks in there, but there's 20 of them. I'm getting fucked. There's no.
I think they'd
way.
swarm you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they were coming at me at once. Yeah.
I'd get a brick.
You just windmill, wouldn't you? You just start winging your arms around and just hitting whatever.
I'd pick one of them up and just use them as like a rag doll and just batter the rest of them.
Oh, Bambi,
I'd have
what are you
2
gonna
sucks of me inhaler and go straight in like Hulk Hogan, mate. That's what I'll be like.
That's the age as well. 11-year-olds. That's the age that they've become.
When they all
bastards,
dive
haven't
on
they?
top
Got
of you,
little
you do a
mouths on
Hulk
them.
Hogan, and you just all on top of you, then you get up and do that.
They go flying through there.
I was watching the other day with
Isn't that a
Randy
scene?
Savage.
yeah.
1989
Love
it
Randy
was,
Savage.
the WrestleMania. I used to sit watching that in awe, and I was just laughing my head off at it the other day. Couldn't believe it. He's
so
lying on
good,
the
that
floor.
guy.
He's got 8 wrestlers on top of him. There must have been 25 stone each of these wrestlers. They're all on top of him, and he just goes like that, and he goes, and they all fly off. You know when they do that? You thought he really pushed them off, but they didn't. They all jumped off, like, because it's it's all a little bit of a farce.
So the wrestling, the
Yeah. Then
overacting is
Randy
so good,
Savage
isn't it?
standing on the side with his
Like when
arm
you
out,
look at
like
it,
tap me, and I'll kill all 20 of them, like that. I couldn't believe. I thought that was real. Oh, I couldn't believe it. Oh, and Mr. T come
I
on.
fucking love Randy Savage.
He come running down the
oh,
bit to help Hulk Hogan out. Oh man, Mr. T, 1989,
I
yeah,
remember that.
WrestleMania. That's what I'd be like, Hulk Hogan. Let them all dive on top of me and just go. 11-year-old.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the scene from the end of Step Brothers, isn't it? When they go to the park to beat
Oh
up
yeah,
the
yeah,
bullies.
yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, he's doing what you did. He's
That's
got one by the
classic,
legs, and he's like
Yeah.
swinging him round in circles.
Will Ferrell, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's a brilliant movie.
It's a well-known. I've seen a few TikToks and podcasts that have asked that question, but they always ask like the American grade. I can't remember what grade it is, but 11-year-olds must be the same
11-year-old.
age, I suppose.
Are they quite hard then, 11-year-olds?
I'd batter them, mate.
I don't know.
Fuck it. If
It's
they
the-
said
it's-
to me there's no assault charge involved, yeah, I'd go to town, mate.
It's the sheer numbers.
If I
That's
started
what
it is a
grabbing
lot,
20, 11-year-olds,
Yeah.
would that be pedo or what? I don't know.
Depends when you're grabbing them. So they wouldn't be fighting about you, I mean. They go, mate. Yeah, so there you go. Anyway, hopefully that helped. Complete nonsense, but it's all right. So
I'm not a
this
pedo,
listener-
but you're safe, you little ginger bastard.
What's that from? I can't remember.
Afterlife.
That's from
Yeah, Ricky
Afterlife. That's it.
oh, I love Afterlife.
Yeah, with that little
Little
fat
ginger
ginger kid
cunt,
on the
yeah.
fucking school ground.
Oh yeah.
He's like, "What are you looking at, you pedo?"
So this listener, this is quite a recent one from this. He just started a new job, and then he kissed his boss, and then he just got into a new relationship.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I heard that one, yeah. I
And he'd
remember that.
broken up. Yeah. So he says, following the episode release, I found myself a new job, and you guys were right. It was a difficult decision to make, but it worked out for the best. I'm now back with my ex, and we're giving it another go for the sake of the baby, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. I have a new question for you both. My other half is a prolific shoplifter, and I know you guys may be biased due to your past in retail, but truthfully, it helps us make ends meet as I'm in a low wage once again. I'm trying to find ways to make more money as a side job, so my other half doesn't have to keep doing this. She likes it, and it puts me under a lot of pressure thinking that we're going to get stopped everywhere we go. Any advice is welcome. I said to him we're going to give him some grief about the shoplifting because, yeah, it's a fucking...
We are very biased.
But then I think to myself, like, it's so tough right now because a lot of families are stealing baby food and stuff like that. And I think to myself, that's completely different. That's...
Stealing to need.
Yeah. Than coming in with a basket and taking all the meat to
Yeah,
take
a lot
up to
of
the pub.
like shoplifting, if you like it, it's like a kleptomania, isn't it? Where you have to,
Kleptomancy,
even if
yeah.
you've got money, you need to steal stuff. You know what I mean? But some people steal because they haven't got the money to buy whatever they need. Like, I mean, if you haven't got a dinner for the day and you can go in a shop and take it, you're going to take it. Simple as that. Especially if you've got a kid.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got a
Exactly.
kid.
There's that famous Mickey Flanagan sketch in it where he says, even him as a millionaire stand-up comedian, he's going into petrol stations and that, robbing the sausage rolls.
Pork pies and everything like that, yeah.
And his management team had to speak to him because he's come out and he's got a pork pie in his pocket. It's like, you can't be doing that. You're famous now.
I know.
It's like an adrenaline thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've done it. I've gone into shops
Yeah.
and I've looked at something and I thought, I could just slip that in my pocket. No fucker will know about it. You know what I mean? And I have to pay £6.50 for it or £4.80. I just stick it in my pocket and then no one will know. Do that. Oh,
I had to go and get some vapor rub because I passed my cold on to Sabina, and she was like, "Can you get me some vapor rub from Asda?" Because I was going in there. Fucking £6 that bastard is, and I was
Stop it
like,
in your pocket.
"Is anyone fucking looking?" Yeah. I was like, "Is anyone fucking looking?" And someone walked down. I felt like I was being judged. There was someone walking down with like a wheelchair behind me. I was like, oh, fucking sticking my fucking basket in it.
What was the other one? I used to buy
I
a plastic bin and put everything in the bin and just pay for the bin when you walked out. The girl would just scan the barcode on top of the bin while you're holding it. And you,
That was when you did the first self-service thing.
Yeah.
People used to do that, didn't they? You scan one, put the other one in the
you're
bag.
walking out of the bin away
Yeah.
half a ton, like, if you like, someone would look at you and go, it's only a plastic bin. Why is he carrying it like that?
I've got a funny story about my granddad when it comes to shoplifting. Yeah, so my granddad, he was a pub bloke. He was always down Yates's or fucking drinking in some kind of bar in town, and he would get the guys, do you know, the crackheads that turn up and they're selling meat.
Yeah.
And he'd always buy the meat off them. Yeah, but obviously I was working in the co-op at the time with you, Dan, and we got robbed like fuck over that weekend by this fella. Yeah.
What, the meat?
And Grandad goes, I went to see Grandad the following week, yeah. And Grandad was like, oh, I've got some nice steaks in the fridge if you want some steaks. Picked him up off this fellow. He had a nice red coat on. Yeah. It's the fellow that robbed us during that week. We chased him down the road and my Grandad bought it off him for £2 in the fucking pub. I couldn't fucking believe it.
Yeah, because the landlord used to bring the baskets back.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Fucking mental.
I remember you telling me.
You
Telling me
a
you
basket
used to be
like halfway down the
hiding
road.
in the office and everything, trying to wait for him to come in and start stealing it all. And then you got told by your area managers, don't bother chasing them. Let them take all the food.
Yeah.
And they're still doing it now. I see it on the news
just-
the other week. Last 2 days ago, people just walking into the co-op and picking up bottles of whiskey and everything with all the alarms on them, and just walking out the door.
They're notoriously understaffed.
Yeah.
That's why they let them do it.
One bloke had was it on YouTube? Was it the other day? He had a blowtorch, and he's burning all the security things on the mobile phones. The
Right.
flaps, pull the flaps up to get.
Yeah.
And he's burning them all, taking the memory cards, SD cards out, and everything. And the girl's standing there on the phone to the police, and she says to her manager, the manager's down, and she goes, "Police ain't coming out. They won't come out." And he's got one of them handheld blowtorches, and he's just melting all the locks off.
Fucking hell,
And put it
that's
up the
mental.
bag.
Yeah, I see as well, like, in America, that Walmart's having a big problem, isn't they? They're like, people just going in with trolleys,
taking all the stuff.
just taking fucking trolleys.
And that one in, what are they called? Primark and all that lot. They just walk in the front door, grab a massive handful of clothes and walk back out the door. And no one's doing anything.
Yeah. But it's because all these people, they're setting their prices. They don't give a fuck about us if you can't afford it, you know what I mean?
But like I said, kleptomania,
back in the day,
that can be a mental thing in the head. They steal, but some people will steal if they've got no money and they need food. They will steal it, and stop the consequences. I've got to take the food. No, I haven't. I've got to feed my kid. Hold on, my dog's locked herself in the utility room.
Yeah, at the minute, there's no. I mean, if she's stealing and it's helping you out, like with the baby and stuff like that, then I wouldn't. But I mean, once you're secure in that, if she still wants to steal, then you've got a problem, and I would address it because if there's no need for it, because there is that worry. Like when you go out shopping, I couldn't handle that if I knew someone was putting stuff in their pockets. I hate it when when you go through the security thing and it goes off.
Yeah. What the little beepy things?
Yeah, it freaks me out. I go like bright red, and I'm like, sometimes the alarm's not even me, but I just feel like I'm like, oh, I'm not a shoplifter. Leave me alone. I've done nothing wrong.
The worst thing happened to me in Charlotte was like we just before COVID, before we decided to stop going to shops, we had We used to do like the beep and go thing. The scan and go thing that you do in Tesco's.
Yeah.
And we were doing that, and then we spent like £200 on the shop because we bought loads of alcohol, loads of clothes, and all this shit. We had like a massive shop, and then I somehow missed off the cherry bakewells, which were like fucking 90p. Yeah, and the woman had to do the random scan at the till, and she did the random scan. The cherry bakewells were on top. Yeah, she scanned them; they weren't scanned, so they scanned every item in the fucking basket. And then I thought that was the end of the embarrassment. When we come back next time, we were on a list of like shoplifter people. And we had to go and get taken off the list at customer services. And I was like, this is so embarrassing. Proper embarrassing.
Yeah, no, I can't handle shit like that. My cousin got banned from Asda.
What, for robbing?
Because she was shoplifting, yeah. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about it too much if she's happy to steal and it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It like obviously you don't want to doing it in the long term. I think side hustles and stuff are a good thing to go down. Like you could do the whole
Shit like local Witherspoons.
what's it called, Etsy. You can put in like you can make yourself an ambassador for Amazon products, put it on Etsy, and then like sell that way.
Yeah,
Leg of
stuff she's
lamb.
pinching, stick on Etsy.
Well, not well. If she's stealing a fucking joint of gammon, it's not going to do too well.
It's terrible shit, mate, James. Yeah. What do you want for dinner tomorrow? I'll get you anything. I'll get you carrots. I can get you cabbage. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? I'll get you an Arctic roll for your dessert. Be a bit melted, but it'll be all right.
Guys in the pubs with my dad used to actually give the shopping list to the fucking thieves, the crackheads. They'd turn up. He'd be like, "You go and get me a load of this stuff," and they'd come back with like 20 of everything.
When I was younger, and Jamie probably wasn't born, when like W.H. Smiths, we used to know this woman, and used to like at Christmas, you would give her a list, and she would go in and she would steal like if you wanted an iPod, she'd go in and steal an iPod for you, and like a camera and things
really?
like that, and you just give her a list, yeah, and then she would just charge you like half the price of what it was that she's stolen. So there's a couple Christmases.
Mate, when you're on the bread line, why not?
Yeah. Do you ever meet that? I can't remember. I think it was a bloke in the village that used to sell knockoff aftershaves and perfumes.
Oh, what, Stopsy?
Yeah. So yeah. A mate I used to know, his mum used to fucking come home with like bags of stuff like once a week. They never have any money because she would meet this guy because she was a bit mental.
Oh, really?
And she would buy all his aftershave off him, and it's like falling off the back of a truck. That was the best line back in the day. Where'd you get this from? Oh, it fell off the back of a truck.
Mm.
Back of a lorry, yeah.
I remember. Do you know the painters in Hightown? I remember being in that pub with Dad, yeah, and this fellow would come up and was like talking to my dad in his ear, and I was like, "What is he talking about?" I was a kid at the time, yeah. And me and my dad went outside. My dad got in the back of this van, yeah, and like the whole wall, it was like a DVD shop on the inside, and all the wall had like DVD casings all up and down the thing, and he was buying like pirate fucking videos off this fella, and he had like a big, huge van just full of DVDs. And Dad come out, he's like, 3 for £1, yeah, and he'd be like, yeah.
I used to love pirate DVDs.
Back in the day.
That was a fucking bargain. I remember watching Fast and Furious, and there was a guy that kept getting up and down in front of it, and I used to sit there just be like, fucking sit down, man. Getting right in front of the camera.
I remember watching, do you remember Alien vs Predator when the first one came out?
Yeah.
When the first Alien vs Predator come out, I watched that on pirate DVD, and it was the worst pirate DVD you could possibly get. And all I could see was like a slight, like the outline of the alien, You couldn't see the actual alien itself, innit? And I was like, this ain't a scary film. Why does everyone say these are scary? And I was like, this ain't scary. And then when I watched
You're not
it
even watching
properly,
it.
I was like, what the fuck? It's a whole different film.
When my dad come home from the pub, and he goes, I go, what you got? He goes, oh, I've got E.T., the extraterrestrial, when it first come out.
Mm.
And I went, oh,
Hell.
wow, you know what I mean? It's on the cinema and everything. He goes, yeah, I've got a copy here. He put it on. I've never seen nothing like it. It was so dark, you couldn't see sod all on it. And I go, Dad, it's not even E.T. And it was, all you could see, like the spaceship coming down, the lights come out. And then the whole TV just went blurred. Dad said, no, it's E.T. in there. And we were trying so hard to see if we could see E.T. walking along. We could see nothing.
Jesus Christ.
What year was that? 1980, 1978 or something, wasn't it? E.T.
Yeah, it was quite,
Can you
yeah.
imagine? Can you imagine a guy with a fucking camera like the size of a boombox on his
man.
side? Like the
I
camera.
always wonder how they got away with it back then. Because the cameras were massive.
Oh man, yeah. I remember Jeff worked in IBC for like years, and I remember we had NTL, and there was a guy going around IBC with like little black boxes that you screwed into the back of your NTL box and it gave you free cable.
Yeah.
I remember them.
That was fucking.
And
That was
yeah,
brilliant.
and NTL found
Couldn't get
out
the
about
porn,
them, then
though.
they started scrambling them.
Yeah. Fucking brilliant. You get all the channels.
1982.
99 channels back then. Fucking hell, 82.
That's the year I left school. 1982. Am I the oldest on this podcast ever been?
Just a little bit. Just by a few years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I left school in 82.
Thought James was
yeah.
going to make a dig and be like, Dan's not far off.
Dan, you've got this whole age thing in your own head, man. I've never mentioned your age.
No, you say like sly things. Like, I don't remember that. I wasn't out at that point. I wasn't
The
around
smoking
then.
ban one made me laugh. When I was making the TikTok for that smoking ban one, that made me laugh when you was like, oh, when you asked for smoking or non-smoking, I was like, I wasn't around for that.
Such a dickhead. Yeah, so what were we talking about? Yeah, I personally wouldn't worry about it until, you know what I mean, you'll get yourself settled, but every little helps at this point because it doesn't look like it's going to get any easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, so this next email is a story, and it is from one of our long-time listeners. His original story was The Lamp.
Mhm.
Oh,
I
right,
remember
yeah.
that,
So he says, love the catching up with you guys recently. I got a story to see if it can make you squirm. So he says, so when I was 14, I was riding my bike down the local quarry, which is where all the cool older kids hung out. In an attempt to impress them, I did some risky jumps and moves on my BMX, skating and bike trick shots, as well as on Vogue when I was young. It was all going so well until we decided to jump a ramp onto some skip full of trash, so we could try to jump like Evel Knievel. Well, I put all my power into it and got some good air. I felt amazing and like I would earn all the respect from the older kids. But no, I landed in the skip amongst the old cables of metal
Oh.
and the rubble. My BMX folded like a piece of paper at an origami convention. I lay there in pain, not knowing what I had hurt and what had happened. I broke my wrist on one hand and had a compound fracture just above my left ankle. I started screaming as I was lifted out by the older kids. When I got out of the skip, I was laying on the floor with my trousers were covered in blood around my crotch, and I had no idea. Once I was rushed to the hospital, the doctors told me I had ruptured one of my balls
Oh.
from the pressure during the crash, and they would have to operate to see if they could save the second one. I only have one ball now, lads, and my ball sack looks like Chucky's face. Lesson of the story, do not try to impress the older kids.
Chucky's face.
We had a guy that... Do you remember, like, when you're a kid and you get, like, the the concrete bollards and you just hop over the top of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this guy that was doing that, and he wasn't paying attention and landed and squashed one. And then he never walked the same. We always used to make the fun out of him because he would walk really funny because he's only got one testicle. I still remember his name.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it on
They have to remove it, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah,
One
yeah.
ain't gonna unbalance
It's
you, is
gone.
it?
No someone's life.
One ain't going to unbalance
It's
you.
gonna-
What's that? I think it depends how hard you squish it. I think that's a pain that you just can't you can't forget.
You remember that forever.
Like an itch you can't scratch.
get
It's
it
just
If
replaced.
you
like,
do
Can't
manage
you?
to have
And,
kids when you, when your wife's giving birth, just be like, you don't know the pain. You don't know the pain when she's giving
Is
birth.
it Sons of Anarchy where he had his
don't
plastic
they
ball
put
fitted?
like a
One of the
They just put something in there just to
he had a
make it
plastic
like
ball
even,
fitted
don't
and
they?
It affected him, didn't it? In Sons of Anarchy, I can't remember what it was. I think it was the first season, second season.
That Dave England from Jackass, he's got one testicle because he shows it quite a few times
Oh, really?
on Jackass. Yeah, the one that always like does a shit everywhere.
He's the one that
Puts his
keeps
name
stapling
Dave.
them to a table or something.
Mate, honestly. Oh,
No, he's the one that went into the plumber's
That's
store
it, yeah, it
and he
wasn't
took a
fixed
massive
to it,
shit
yeah,
in the
yeah,
toilet
it
that
wasn't
wasn't fixed to
plumbed in.
anything. Do you remember that? Yeah.
that's proper like 90s comedy, innit? That is proper 90s, early 2000s comedy.
Jackass 3D was the greatest thing because I saw that at the cinema in 3D, and he does the one where they've painted his arse green, and they've got the little remote control train that goes round it, and then he fires shit out of his arse, and it goes upwards, and then it comes down, and it's all in 3D. It was fucking brilliant, and then it goes into his mouth, and he's like, "Get me out of this!" And he's being sick. I love Jackass so much.
My favourite Jackass sketch is probably the most boring one. Do you know when they're like just acting casual and that big hand
Oh, they come into the
slaps
office.
the shit out of them around the corner of a fucking...
The
when they're walking into a
midget.
room. That's one of my
Don't
favourite
they
ones.
get Steve-O to... Oh, no. They get someone to carry a tray. Was it Bam?
Yeah, the midget standing there waving to him like coming through. Like,
Yeah, and it goes, woof.
what's his name?
I'm
The
sure
one,
it was
the
Bam.
main one. He stands there with the thing, doesn't he? The one who's in charge of them all.
Knoxville.
Yeah, and he just
Knoxville.
holds the hands like that, doesn't he? And he waits for him to come in, and the little midget nods, and he lets go.
Wee Man. I love Wee Man.
Wee man, that's it. Yeah.
Such a good... I took my brother. It was almost like a pass of age. I keep talking about my age. Because I remember going to watch Jackass with like my mates, and then the new one came out, and I took my brother to it, and I'm like, I've now passed it down to you. Now, hopefully there'll be another
See,
one.
I don't know whether... Because Aaron's very millennial, yeah? I don't know whether Aaron has... I mean, he might have knowledge that Jackass exists, but I don't know whether he would think it's funny. Because of that age group. They're like grown up in the age of the meme and shit like that. I don't know whether he would think that's funny.
Oh, you can't beat someone getting hurt.
I know, but I don't know.
What's the one where they're crawling through the corridor, and there's like 100 tasers all hanging down from the corridor, and they have to go through the corridor and get tasers.
That's the same. Yeah, Bam. Fucking cow prods and shit hanging down.
And there's one fella on there always picking on him, isn't there? I can't remember. He got the blondie head one.
Because he's a fucking nonce.
Yeah.
Danger Aaron.
That's it. Yeah, he gets picked on all the time.
Oh, it's such an because his name's Danger Aaron and his catchphrase is safety first. It doesn't make fucking sense. You fucking ass. Oh god,
And the one where
I love when they did the
pick on his dad. Is it the dad?
His dad? No, I don't think so.
There's one he's in bed asleep, and they go in there and they start in.
Bam's dad.
Bam's dad.
Yeah. I loved the Lamborghini tooth pull they did to Danger Aaron. He just got his teeth fixed, and they put a thing around it, and the Lamborghini pulled it back out again.
Yeah.
Such a prick. So the email I was talking about the food is actually in the next episode, but I'll tell you what I ate anyway, just to keep it in the thing.
All right.
So before I came on the podcast, within like 30 minutes, what did I eat? I ate 2 slices of toast, a bowl of onion rings, these potato croquette things that have got baked beans in them, a steak, 3 Lion Bar brownies, and half a packet of hobnobs.
All in one, like on one plate.
One sitting.
No, like one after the other.
What, are you just standing by the air fryer?
Yeah.
Dan.
No, you got to. I've explained this to you, right? You got to do it like in sequence, right? So the toast goes in the air fryer,
Toast.
and then when the toast comes out, the onion rings go in, and then I'm cooking the steak in the middle, so I'm constantly eating. And then once I've eaten the steak, I eat the Lion Bars, and then once I came up to do the emails, I ate the hobnobs.
Yeah. You have steak in the air fryer.
No, I cooked that on the
Frying pan.
in a pan. Yeah.
Well, eating the
Yeah.
other stuff.
Yeah, I get these amazing things from Food Warehouse where they're like potato croquettes, but they're filled with baked beans.
Yeah, but I don't get it. Like, do you not want to put it all on a plate and just like enjoy it as a plate? It wouldn't be that weird if you had it on a plate. If you had onion rings, croquettes, and a steak, it'd be a bit weird, but it wouldn't be that weird. I mean,
Yeah, but that in my brain, that's one plate. Then, if I eat it separately, that's multiple options, isn't it? So to me, I've eaten more, even though it's the same amount. Because I don't like the waiting. I think it's the waiting I don't like.
Ah, right.
So I like to do things in sequence. So I'm constantly eating, and then after half an hour, I'm full, and then I don't eat for the rest of the day until I go to work tomorrow.
Jesus Christ.
One day Sabina will sort me out, but until then, I'm gonna eat like I want.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Does she know what you eat? You tell her.
She listens to the podcast.
Hello, Sabina.
Yeah. I constantly get messages just like, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because I forget what I've said on the podcast.
Yeah, you instantly
But she doesn't.
forget.
She remembers. Yeah, she remembers
Yeah.
everything. What did she say the other day to me? She mentioned the Arctic roll because she didn't know what that
Quite
was.
a few
either.
guys have mentioned the Arctic Road to me because
Yeah.
there's a few guys at work that didn't know what it was either, and I was like, I had to Google it, and I was like, just Google it. I said it just looks like a Swiss
I
roll.
didn't even know they sold him anymore.
Oh, it's delicious,
I didn't
but it's
think
tiny.
they sold him anymore.
It's not as big as
Probably
it was.
just a
when I
Scottish thing now, isn't it?
I suppose Scotland's
Maybe.
a little bit behind still, isn't it?
Well, then I'm glad I'm up
Yeah.
here so I can still get them. Jamie. Even though I shouldn't have them. Anyway, last email. So this is a female listener. She says, "I'm sorry, but Argus, how ludicrous. And yes, Dan, I tried it your way, and it still doesn't work. You're lucky I love your charm."
She loves your charm.
All I
though.
heard
That's
there-
that's a good thing.
Yeah. She shouldn't have put the positive bit on the end because now all I heard was, "I'm right." Anyway, so she says, "I have a real dilemma at the moment. I'm having a real hard time dealing with criticism from my parents. I've been living away from home for a while, working remotely, and I'm pretty open sexually. My parents are due to come and visit me soon, and I'm spending time with a couple at the moment, and they certainly will not get it. I don't want to spend 3 weeks away from them, but also do not want the awkwardness from my parents over it. What can I do? Please take this email into consideration."
So are we thinking they're in a throuple?
Yeah,
at this point?
by the sounds of it,
Right.
she's like the third. Thruple, I don't like that.
That's,
So-
off,
it's
that's
uncomfortable
another
to
thing
say
from
that.
below deck, mate.
Thruple.
Oh,
It's just a
A throuple, yeah.
yeah. It just sound it just when you say it, it's almost violent, isn't it? I'm gonna thruple. Like I'm gonna thruple you, Jamie. You come even one step closer to me, I'm gonna thruple you. That's what
I'm
it
going
sounds
to
like.
Argus the shit out of you.
Okay. What was the other one? I'm gonna
I'm
basmat
going to
you.
basmat you,
I'm gonna
mate.
basmat.
That's Marty, yeah. But what is she? They're a couple, and she's the third one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think she's just single and she's like,
sexually
Open.
open, I suppose.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think it really matters what the parents like. Why do you even have to tell them? You could just say I'm going to meet, unless she's intending the couple to come over while the parents are there. That's a bit weird.
Or she's just experimenting, see what she likes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah. One
it's
day
your
she
life,
might
isn't it?
meet
When
someone she likes, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So she just, I mean, it doesn't say
I
how
think
old she is or anything, does it? So,
no, I think
No.
parents keep a lot of things secret. I know full well that my mum.
some of us are old school, aren't we? You know what I mean? One for one and that's it, end of.
yeah.
Mm.
There's especially
threesome,
when we're talking about
it-
like if I remember right, this listener's probably American. In America, there's quite a lot of Christian values still held, where in England we're a little bit like loose with that now. We don't really care anymore. And I think coming from that,
No, she's in London.
oh, so she's from London.
Her previous email, she was having a house share, and the housemate was sabotaging when she had people coming around. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, we thought she was jealous.
Yeah, I have one housemate which I'm sure tries to sabotage any relationship I have or intimate the boys I have over.
Well, she could
So
be,
she's in
she's
London.
British, but her parents could be
Is
religious.
that a male housemate or a female housemate?
I think it was a female. Anyway, that was a previous email.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just a bit of. But yeah, I don't see the situation why you would need to tell them. I think they could come over for 3 weeks, and they'll want to go off and do their own thing as well.
Yeah, like if you're in like a say, because obviously we don't know where this person is. So say they were in Australia, so they're coming over for 3 weeks to see her in Australia.
She's in London. I told you that.
Yeah, but she says she's away from home.
You're not
If the parents are from Norwich, they're not going to go to London for 3 weeks, are they? Who's going to do that? That's fucking
Yeah.
mental. That's fucking
would
mental
you
to
do
do that.
So
Stay at the
no,
house for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
yeah,
No, fucking hell, I wouldn't do that.
yeah.
Weeks, you know.
I'd assumed
Well-
she'd moved somewhere like abroad temporarily, but maybe
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
from
that's what
somewhere
I
else
thought,
and
yeah,
living in
yeah,
London.
I did. My parents live in another country.
I just assume that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't see because I don't know. No, because what if the parents lived in Scotland and they're travelling down to see her for 3 weeks
For
in
3
London?
weeks. Dan, I wouldn't
Yeah,
because
because
stay with you.
In the
For
you're
same
not
house
just
as the other
seeing them for
couple.
3 weeks, are you? You're gonna the parents, like you would go off and do your own thing, wouldn't you? Like because obviously she's working from home, the parents aren't going to spend the whole lot 3 weeks with her.
Yeah, I suppose.
I think we're fixated. I think we're fixated on
yeah,
the wrong thing.
where they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
I think that's not the question, really, is it? That's a bit confusing. If we can get some clarification where you are.
Imagine Jamie at home and his mum and dad turn up for 3 weeks.
If mum and dad turn up for 3 weeks, I would leave for 3
He moved
weeks.
back to,
No, because like
he
you
moved
think
back
some
to his mum's
people
house.
they go like people go to like uni, didn't they? They go to uni and then their parents travel up to see him because it's a new area. They get to see their kid and they go
for
out
a week,
and have a little
a
bit of
week at
exploring.
most, maybe 10 days. You're pushing it.
Well, not if what if you haven't seen them for a year?
What if your mum come around
If
your
they're in
house for
Scotland,
3
you
weeks?
have to have seen them within a year, though, surely. Jesus Christ, what's going on?
Not coming around my house for fucking 3
See?
weeks.
Yeah, is that, Dan, if you said, "Oh, can I come down for 3 weeks?" I'd be like, "No, Dan, I love you, Dan, but you're not coming to my house for 3 weeks. Like, I've got a lot of stuff going on."
I couldn't afford to go to your house for 3 weeks because we'd order 10 takeaways in like 2 days, so I wouldn't have any money left.
Yeah, we would. Yeah, we'd be dead. We would die by by day 7. We'd be dead.
Yeah, but no one realistically can do that, can they? Unless you're retired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah. I
Anyway,
couldn't imagine anyone's
As
taken
you
my
said,
house
we're
for 3 weeks.
fixating on the wrong thing here. Wherever it is, they're far away. So say she's in London, they're obviously coming from far away to spend 3 weeks in the house. That's. We'll leave it at that. I forgot what the original question
They've
was.
obviously
Now
got
we
no
fixated
animals
on
and
that
no
so much.
bills.
Yeah.
No, none of
And
that.
no, and,
What was
and
the
no,
original
no milk
question?
deliveries on all stuff. 3 fucking weeks. Jesus Christ.
Milkman's getting upset because there's 3 weeks worth of milk outside the house. Thinking, I'm wasting my time.
I mean, longest we were on holiday. How long have we been on holiday,
Uh,
Tracy? 4 weeks. We went to Australia. We were in the same house for 4 weeks with John and Viv. But that's Australia. You have to go for 4 weeks. You can't go for a week to Australia. It takes 2 days to get there.
That's kind of why I assumed,
Yeah.
I think.
Now you're just making excuses now. Oh, now it's in Australia. It's got to be 4 weeks. I can do it off
Yeah, but it's
4
2
weeks in
weeks.
London.
It
Well, I couldn't
takes
because I
2
hate
days
it.
to
But
get to Australia. You go there after 2 days.
yeah, but if you're driving, it will
stay
take
there
you a day
5
to
days
get from
and then come
Scotland
back
down
again.
to south. I'm just,
Yeah.
just arguing for the sake of it now.
You are, Dan. Yeah, 'cause
3 weeks is a long time at someone's
you
house.
wouldn't
isn't it?
drive down here and spend 3 weeks down here, would you?
So if I drove down to see you for 3 weeks,
I
I would
yeah.
plan on.
I'd drive up to
I
your
would
house.
plan on. I'd plan on seeing different people. It wouldn't just be you
You'd
for
have a
3
boot
weeks.
full of onion rings and Arctic rolls.
The Arctic rolls would make it, and I couldn't eat any on the journey because I have to fucking shit myself.
But I don't understand why should you, what do you call it, a throuple? Is it just experimenting?
Yeah.
Just to see if she, like, yeah,
gotta
it's
be,
just a sexual thing, isn't it?
Some people are what is it called? Polyamorous, isn't it?
Polyamorous, yeah, where they don't believe in. No, it's not they don't believe. They just want more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like.
But
there's
he's
a few,
happy anyway.
I've seen
you
a
know
few
what I mean? But I
documentaries
don't know
on it
what the
where
other
they're
girl is like. If she's happy with it or if she tolerate it.
But then I would assume all 3 parties in the actual throuple
Yeah.
are happy, but
She just doesn't want to deal with her parents not understanding it. But that's what I mean. Like, I don't
Involved,
understand why
Yeah.
the parents even have to know. Yeah, like they'll be like, "Oh, you want to go out for a meal, just you two," and then you bugger off and go see a couple. Because obviously, you're 3 weeks. You're still going to go see your mates.
Or if you've got a 2-bedroom house and
You know what I mean?
your mum and dad come down and they're sitting in the front room and they're going, "Oh, we're going off to bed," and you go, "Yeah, I'm going off to bed," and then the 2 girls and the bloke go off into the same room, and the mum and dad go in the other spare room. You know, that's when they probably sort of think, well, "Why is she sleeping in the same room as them two?" You know.
That's a bit
Wouldn't do that in
daring,
front of
though.
your
I
parents, would
wouldn't.
you?
I mean, that's a bit in your face, isn't it?
I'd sleep
I'd
on the
100%
settee.
do that.
You'd go on the
I think I
settee,
might.
wouldn't you? You say, "Mum and Dad can have my room, and I'll sleep on the settee," and then they won't have to know.
From the documentaries I've seen, like I don't want to judge this listener, but from the documentaries I've seen, people in throuples and people that are polyamorous, yeah, are very like touchy feely in it. Like they're very like PDA. There's a lot of PDA going on, yeah. And if this listener wants to hang around the couple as well as their parents at the same time, I feel as though it's going to be pretty obvious what's going on.
Yeah.
And if her parents are old school, they're not going to be able to deal with it. And I don't know what conversation you're going to have with, if you've got if you've got like an old fashioned dad or something. I don't think there's any conversation you can have really that will get you over that. Like he's just going to be old fashioned no matter what. I think you just got to kind of accept that he's not going to accept. So if Connor come back to you and said, "I'm sleeping with so and so and his wife,"
I would high five.
what would you say?
I say, each to their own. It's your life. You do whatever you need to do. Whatever makes you happy, and if
that's
they're
what I mean.
happy, then you get on with it. At the end of the day, I'm in.
That's
You
the
know,
way
I'm
it
in a
should be.
relationship with your mum,
Yeah,
I'm in a
everyone's got their own
relationship with his mum.
experiences.
I wouldn't involve anybody else. And hopefully, she wouldn't involve anyone else she wanted to involve. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But
That's a
it's
conversation
like
for
the
another
same. You've
time.
got enough trouble with one.
You could be on the plane to Spain, and she'd be like, "Oh, hang on a
Yeah.
minute, I just want to run something by you."
In the seats next
I've
to
heard-
us are.
Yeah, I've heard about this beach that we could pop to. Everyone throws everyone around, passing the keys. What's that thing? You go around the house, and then everyone puts their keys in a bowl,
That's like 70s, isn't it?
and then when you leave, you take a pair of car keys,
Yeah,
and whoever's
that's the,
keys it are, you take that person's wife.
What do they call it? Oh,
Swinging.
I can't remember what they call it. No, there's a
Swingers,
name
that's it.
for it.
I thought it was swingers, wasn't it?
there's swingers is like a
Oh, I thought
couple
there was an actual
coming to
name
your
for
house
that.
and another couple, and then you swap partners. The key thing is I don't know what it is, like an orgy or something. They just throw them all in a fruit bowl, and everyone picks up and goes, "Whose car's this?"
I
And they
suppose
go,
if there's
"That's my,
loads of you.
my Astra are outside." They go, "Right, you're in bed with me then." Off we go.
My Astra.
Imagine like the girl going outside and she looks over and it's a Fiat Punto, yeah. And she's like, "Who's that?" And it's just like this little dweeby guy behind her. So, oh, for fuck's sake.
Come and get my Golf.
Yeah.
Fiat 500.
Ford KA.
So what
Ford KA.
what does she actually want to say to us?
We're
then?
trying to think of cars now
What
that just
advice
like kill
you
the
want?
mood.
She's okay to do it, or
She doesn't want the judgment from her parents, but I think from the wording in it, it sounds like she kind of wants the acceptance of the throuple.
Yeah.
Because, as Dan says, you could easily just not involve the parents and the...
yeah, there's no need
And the
for them to know.
throuple.
Yeah, exactly. But no, like I said, with the thruple thing, you wouldn't involve your parents. They probably might cotton on if you show them the signs when they come around the house for 3 weeks. They might see the signs and that and think, we're going to move to another hotel or get a bed and breakfast or whatever. But like at the end of the day, you wouldn't say it blatantly in front of them or say anything about it. I mean, you never talk to your mum and dad about your sex life or anything, do you? So
No. Well.
I can imagine Dan's pretty open, but me and Mum,
Yeah.
most... I tell Mum a few things now to shock her about when I was younger. I kind of pre-warn her, because if I've mentioned something on here, I think someone's going to say something. So I will say, "Oh, Mum, so-and-so that I was sleeping with back in the day, yeah, this and this happened." And she'll be like, "Why are you telling me that?" I'm like, "Don't worry. Don't you worry.
yeah,
why I'm telling you that."
your mum told me a few times when she could hear you lot up in the bedrooms. You and Kieran.
Yeah. Charlotte, Mum
Love
used
it.
to call me and Charlotte, when we got loud, she used to call it our vodka times.
We're just waiting for little Aaron now.
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron.
Trundling behind.
Yeah.
It'd be right.
Oh yeah,
I
he'll
mentioned
meet
the time
someone.
that I
Shaking the
got
walls
caught.
now.
He'd be like the Throuples. You just fall straight in love, and that'll be the end of it.
I always say that to Mum, because my mum always worries about Aaron,
Yeah.
my youngest brother, for the listeners. And I always say to Mum, like, it will be a one and done situation. There will be one girl that takes his fancy,
Yeah.
and then that will be the end of that.
And they'll have a
one
row.
end
They'll
toss
fall
loads.
out the whole thing, but they'll still back together.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Where have we've trailed off. Where have we conclusion on this
I don't know. Just don't tell your parents.
for this listener?
Don't get them involved. They don't need to get involved.
I think
Yeah. Your life's your
No.
life. Your mum and dad's
I think if you
got
want
their own
them,
lives. They don't need to know any of this shit. Unless it upsets you, and you have to talk
No.
to your mum and dad. Then just carry on what you're doing and be happy. You know what I mean? don't involve your parents.
I think unless you want them to meet each
Yeah.
other,
Yeah.
because if you want them to meet each other, you got to be a bit more careful. But there's no reason for you to just. I mean, it's no.
Yeah, unless you want them to meet each other, I don't think there's any need to mix the two parties.
I think sometimes parents like to be just to be left in the dark.
Yeah.
I would be if I had a daughter and she was with someone, I'd be like, I just don't want to know. Don't tell me, I don't want to know.
Yeah, just leave it.
Yeah, it's easier just
Have some fun
to leave it as it
while
is.
you're young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless it goes in something else. But I mean, we're in 2023. I mean, you got men becoming women and women becoming men, and no one wants to be married, and people want to be married, and it's
You got men becoming broccoli, and people have like.
Yeah, it's the land of do whatever you want.
On that note, I was watching a TikTok the other day, as TikTok takes over my life. I was watching a TikTok the other day. Do you remember the guy that married his Subaru and had sex with his Subaru in Pretza?
Hasn't he divorced it and got another one
Yeah.
now?
He has done. And it's not even a Subaru. He's picked up like some
Mitsubishi
Mitsubishi.
Evo.
He's like, I've upgraded.
I love the Mitsubishi.
And he's
Evo.
licking its fucking
Evo's
exhaust
the
pipe.
It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, there's the woman that is married a carnival ride, isn't there?
Yeah.
As well. Oh,
She's like, I've been 12 years married to... She calls it like Boris or something.
yeah, she
That's
gives it
a
a
few
name.
years ago, wasn't it?
I don't know.
He
People,
married a carnival ride, yeah.
people.
That was the beginning
To
of
their
the
own.
shit, Joe. That was the beginning of this shit.
But yeah, that's all the emails, man. That's it. We
we
managed to get
record
through
that?
it. So yeah, I've got it. I've talked to Jamie about it afterwards. I've sorted it out. But before Jamie does his outro, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah.
It's been a good laugh. I think this is the longest time we've actually sat down and spoken. We normally like passing in the tides.
Well,
innit?
you need to come to the stag do. But I'll come back on again. I don't mind. I'll have a laugh, especially for my American fans.
Yeah.
Have I got American fans?
Yeah.
So, to sum that episode up, I just want to say thanks, Joe, for coming on. It's been a good one. I won't keep anyone waiting too much longer. Remember to vote for us, guys, for the UK Podcast Awards. Vote for Two Men No Hope. And if everyone could make sure they follow and like our Spotify and YouTube, we'd appreciate that too. And as always, guys, send in your content ideas, feedback and questions for the show to twomennohope@gmail.com. And that's it from me. See you guys later.
Take care, my American fans.
Yeah. See everyone later. Maybe.